No, there will be no Salon Barros cosplay. Stop with these lies.
We're still waiting for that.
Alright. Do I do something funny, or do I just do 0 so I recognize my name? Let's do something funny. My names will be about what SRD is doing at this event.
Oh.
Alright, so I was about to give a countdown, but I'm the one that gets it started, so I don't need one.
Sure.
Actually, let me make sure the timer works. Okay, alright. And going now. I gotta save the frame on the spinning animation, you know? Gotta time it.
Yeah, you sure do.
Alright.
That's the hardest part of the game.
It is. Such precise execution required. I can't wait to reset because I miss Holy Rune. Alright, so for anyone unfamiliar, this is Suikoden 1, the first game in the series. And this run is heavily RNG manipulated. On top of that, I'm running any %, which means I don't need to get all characters or anything like that, and also I can use glitches. And there's a lot of really broken stuff you can do in any %. There's no like major story skips or anything like that like you might see with a lot of RPGs, but... Well, spoiler alert, I won't be fighting a single boss. And there will be some invisible character shenanigans going on. Actually, that about sums it up, really. But first of all, we need to do a manipulation at the start of the run here called Holy Rune Manip. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to set it up so we get a certain battle outside Gregminster. That'll drop a Celadon urn and then a Holy Rune. And legitimately, if I mess it up, I will probably reset the run. I won't reset the timer, but I'll reset the run because I can't really continue without it and stay anywhere near en route. +1, right down, left. Okay, this one has a lot of potential ones. So there, I pay attention to the 5 NPC positions or directions, and I pay attention to how many extra steps I took. And I have a table to consult, and I'm going to use that table to try to figure out what movement I need to do. Even, down, left, up, right. Okay, looks like a pretty simple one. If I saw that correctly. I'm kind of worried I didn't, because that didn't feel like a frame 0. But once I get to that screen, I watch the bird in the top right, and I look for like the directions that it goes, and I also watch the 2 NPCs at the top and see if they're aligned or not, and if they're not aligned, which one's lower. And all of those are indicators to tell me what I'm on. Thank you for the good luck, everyone. I can relax a little bit once we get past this, but Holy Rune is legitimately the most stressful part of the run, in my opinion, in the marathon setting, because I have no backups if I fail it. Before, what we could do is we could save at, like, your bedside drawer there. And if you mess up, you just reload off that, and you have a different setup you can do. But the problem is, we did that before we had Taio Manip. And now we have Taio Manip. But Taio Manip is seeded off of, like, the frame your save is made off of. If I never save, then it's not a problem. It's the same every time. But if I save, it's going to be a different Taio seed. And I have no way of, like, saving it the exact same frame every time. So no matter what, I'll have a... Like, Taio will become unmanipulable. And I want to manipulate Taio. So. I am not allowed to save and, like, be able to do my route. Or at least not accurately. I will lose Taio manipulation if I save.
It's just that precise these days.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
You guys hold this first RNG all the way till like the first war battle, right?
No, we get Marco at Seifu.
Oh,
and this here says in Magician's Island as well, so it's not that bad.
Well, between those, okay. It's all the way till then.
So I might have noticed I quickly open and close the menu there. That's what we call a menu buffer. Essentially, doing that is my way of waiting exactly 1 frame on the screen. And every menu buffer in that instance reduces the amount of steps I had to take here by 7. So if I did no menu buffers there, I'd have to walk 26 steps to get the Holy Rune fight, or this fight. But since I did those 2 menu buffers, I only have to walk 12. It's the only time in the run we use that, but it's still pretty cool. Because you tell a person to wait for exactly 1 frame, you know, they won't be able to do it. It's stupid hard to be that precise. So you do that, you get a consistent 1 frame wait. Alright, and this fight, done correctly, will give me a holy drop. Alright, that should be good.
Nice. To perfection.
Close enough. Alright. So here, I'm going to tech skip. And because I tech skip there, I don't enter the same RNG every time. And because of that, the poison damage I have is going to be a little bit random on Pawn and McDowell. Now, what I'm hoping for is that Pawn took less poison damage. If he did, then I could skip a formation swap later. It'll save me like 3 seconds. If he didn't, then, well, sucks, but whatever. I can just fix it for formation swap. Alright. We're going to praise the Celadon Urn right away. That sells for 10,000. And there's a certain cup game where you can gamble 10,000 on, and yeah, that ends up being really convenient. Now we go to Magician's Island. Hey, Coyote.
Yes, for those of you familiar with how the old routes used to be, that's a change that Zero's made recently in preparation for this marathon.
Yep. Before you.
Go
ahead.
He's gonna bribe the golem, and I don't know how much it is, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah, spoilers. I was gonna surprise people.
No!
This is the only category that does it so far, and the reason it wasn't done before is because the golem fight is fairly quick, and it's pretty expensive. It drops 1,500, and a bribe is whatever the enemy drops times 3. So it ends up costing me 4,500 to bribe, but since I also don't get the 1,500, I end up losing a net 6,000. Since I would have gotten the money by killing it. And for me to afford that, I obviously have to sell the Celadon Urn early, otherwise I could sell it later, maybe on my way to Rockland later, and the pathing would be a little bit better. But since I need the money now to bribe Golem, we have to go to the appraisal shop right away. Thanks, SRD.
It is a pretty cool hat.
It is. I like this hat. You can get one for yourself from Konami on their merch store if you guys like it. I don't know if it's visible on cam because it's pretty small, but Soul Eater right here.
You know what is very visible? The really cool horse blanket.
Thank you. I won that in a game of White Elephant over a decade ago.
Nice.
I think it's one. It's the White Elephant's the one where you get to fight over gifts, right?
Yeah, I have no idea what they're called, but they're
yeah, I think so.
The only one I know is the one where you could pick other people's gifts if you were the next person in line.
Yeah, I think that's White Elephant.
All right, well,
I always get that confused with Secret Santa, which is the one where you have someone at random you have to get a gift for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 7 hours casually, it could be done, I guess. Speed running wise, it's a lot faster, obviously. My casual playthroughs, if I was rushing, would be 15 to 20.
Yeah, probably 15, 20 hours.
Alright, so you have a job for you. After I play Marco, remind me to change formation.
Alright.
Because Pawn did not get lucky with his poison.
Instantly, or once you're on the world map?
World map's good. I mean, as soon as I'm out of Rockland, it's good.
Alright, yeah.
Honestly, if I forget it's not done in the world, so for safety, since we're in a marathon, I'm gonna get a lot more money than what we normally do in any percent. So even if I forget, losing 2k won't really hurt. I plan on getting an extra 100,000, so.
Alright.
That was my solution to not make up RNG.
Games.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend an extra 2.5 minutes on Marco, I think. But that way, no matter how badly I mess up, I think I should be okay. Yeah, 5-7 hours is ambitious. Before RNG Manip, the 108 speed run. Well, I guess if you, if you ignore stars, I can see it in 5-7 hours. 108 star pre-Manip, it was 4.5 hours, or just under 5 hours. With Manip now, it's under 3.5 for record, and that's glitchless, so that's really cool. Alright, so cool thing about, I mentioned it coming here, but so when you start the game, the RNG you start on is dependent on the BIOS. But like after that, you don't have to keep it off like going off that same RNG the whole time because there's something called RNG resets, and that's literally when the game overwrites the RNG value with something else. And these trips to and from Magician's Island are RNG resets. I don't remember the exact value they write to, but they're consistent enough. On the trip to Magician's Island, there's like 2 possible values it can land on. We got the good one, and we got one less battle. And this trip back, there's only 1 value, so at this point, I'm always on the same RNG value. It doesn't matter too much, the only thing it matters for in this route is the walk to Rockland, but it's still nice, because I can try to avoid battles. Thanks, Cyborg. Ah, that movement was a little sus. Here we meet Kanan, the most unlikable character in existence. Now, the reason the RNG reset here doesn't matter that much is because when we get to Rockland, we're going to play with Marco, the boy that looks like an old woman, to get our money. And for any of you that have played the game before, you might remember like reading on GameFAQs or like other websites that Marco has a set pattern, so to speak. Well, back in those days, that wasn't completely true because there was multiple patterns you might see, and it would kind of depend on which platform you're playing on. But on PSTV, in Rockland, and Warriors Village, it's completely the same every time. Because Marco is an RNG reset, and it always sets your value to the same thing, 0x12. Nice, no battles. And that's what we're going to like take advantage of here. We're going to get off the same RNG every time using Marco. We're going to play our cup games to get money, and then from there on, we're going to essentially keep a manip going up until the first war battle, if I do everything successfully. Kanan is your idol SRD? Yeah, that checks out.
It's like a half an hour of keeping the same minute.
It's more than half an hour, I think. It's like...
yeah, like 40 minutes?
Yeah, a little bit under an hour, I think.
It's a very long time, and, you know, it's extremely easy to get off the manip in this game.
Yeah.
One wrong movement and an NPC moving into your way, and it's over for you.
Yeah, we have like ways to mitigate a lot of it, and then in some places it's more precise than other places. Thanks for moving out of the way there, Marco. Appreciate you. But the important thing is there'll be some parts that I need to be very precise on, like Taio manipulation. You mess that up and you're probably off manip for like the whole segment. And it impacts a lot of things, like wheel, and on my level up fight I'm going to take in Great Forest eventually. If I'm off manip, it's going to be hard to find those. And since I'm going to be very underleveled, I'm not going to take an early 6 kobold fight like a lot of the older routes do in Great Forest before Torrent Castle. So, if I'm not in the right spot, a lot of Dwarf Trail and Dwarf Vault, everything on the world map there, I'm not going to be able to let go of. So I need to know what like I'm hitting so I can choose to bribe or run from it. And the thing is, the way I have it routed with like normal money route, I can't even afford to bribe. Like more than like 1 or 2 battles. Which is why I'm going to get the extra 100k, so if I do end up off manip, I can back it up with the power of money. Alright, that's 4. Okay, so I gotta play 6 more. I haven't played 10 games in, like, ages.
It's a lot of games.
Yeah, and that's the first 10 games, then I'm going to back out and play 8 more.
And so Marco's basically just an infinite money glitch, because the pattern is exactly the same if he backs out and comes back in.
Yeah, at least on PSTV. On like PS2, for example, it might be 1 of 4 patterns, but on PSN, I think it's consistent in like on PS3, it's consistent in Rockland, but not in Warriors Village. And on PSTV, it's consistent in Rockland and Warriors Village. Funnily enough, it's no platform is consistent in the castle. Wait, which one am I on? Oh, I lost track. Yeah, that was 5 centers in a row. That happens to be the pattern on PSTV.
You won 60,000 apparently.
Yeah, I'm at 70k now. So we're gonna play 3 more. Alright, that's PB is like a 239 something. 239.15, I think. I actually didn't even save the splits when I got it on accident. But we're not gonna beat that today though, because I'm playing I'm getting too much backup money. Like, this is all gonna take like 2.5 minutes, and even if I play the rest perfectly, I can't save 2.5 minutes.
So we're here to finish the run. We're not here to PB today.
Yeah. I can't risk going for a PB. Alright, so that's my first set of Marcos. I wouldn't do any of this in the PB attempt. Nope. No, we're just gonna go and do it again. And this is the part that I would do in the PB attempt. We're gonna play 8 games here. It's too late, Coyote. I can't even risk it anymore if I wanted to.
Well, at least you'll have $180,000.
Yeah, I'll be so rich.
I think it's more than enough. I think it'll be fine.
Well, the thing is, yeah, I want to like do enough Marco games to put myself to like a certain spot for safety at this point. Because when I exited re-entered, I put myself back to like the same starting RNG again. And my setups for safe would revolve around doing at least 7 games. So, even if I decide, you know what, don't need the money, I do want to still play at least 7 games here. I'm going to play 8 though, because it's the most reliable. That's not an old woman, that's a young boy, Hellcat. Can't you tell? Now it's left. Alright, 2 more. Hey, what do you mean by discover Suikoden games? I mean, this is like a pretty good place, I guess. Play the games? That's a good way to discover them.
Oh, there is a remaster coming out in 2 weeks of the first 2 games.
That is a good option too, or at least I hope it is. I'm looking forward to the remaster, should be fun. Alright. So because I did 8 games, my movement out of here is pretty simple. I can just walk out and I end up in the right spot.
Alternatively, you can buy the first 4 games on the PS3 store.
Yeah. And you can play the first 2 on PS TV or PS Vita.
Yep.
And it happens to be optimal for the speedrun as well.
It is, yeah. I think that it's like $35 to buy all 4 of them.
Should be somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think it'd be more than 40. There's no way they're more than $10. Alright, so this right here is why I need a formation swap, because that 20 damage that Cleo just took, Pawn wouldn't be able to take. And if Pawn dies, then my RNG ends up slightly different, then I can't escape from that battle.
So I forgot to remind you, but you remembered.
Yeah, I was gonna call you out for it.
I thought we would be playing Marco forever.
Same. It felt like forever. Alright, that battle right there is actually runnable. I don't have to bribe it, but if I bribe it, I end up like 1 early RNG here. And so, with combat, it generally advances RNG depending on action. And certain things are consistent, certain things are not. One of the things that's not consistent is Soul Eater spells. Soul Eater spells are all over the place of where they put you. They can advance you, for example, between like 5 to 7,000 for Black Shadow. So whenever I use one of those, I want to be on the exact same RNG every time. And in this case, that 1 RNG earlier puts me in a spot where I have to bribe only 1 battle, whereas if I ran, I'd have to bribe 2 more expensive battles. So I get an extra battle and I'd have to spend more money.
Wait, on like the PS5 store? Because the remaster should definitely be there.
Do they do pre-orders on PS5 store?
Oh yeah, you can pre-order, yeah.
Because it's not technically
it's on
out
there.
yet.
Oh, on PC? Oh, I got you. Yeah, the PlayStation Store on like on their website is pretty bad.
Thanks, True Adrian, for calling out Sig. I see you. Yeah, I don't know how it all works. Like, I'm pretty sure... I've owned the games on PSN for a long time, so like I just use my old account and I re-download them. But people have told me they've had issues getting the games for sure.
Yeah, you have to like go to the website and add money to your account, or I guess you could do it on your PS4 or 5, but then you have to go on your PS3 and buy them because you can't buy them on the actual website anymore.
It's a mess. Yeah, I really wish it was easier to do.
Also, the search function on the PS3 store is really bad. You have to like press. You have to like go down the list of what letter you want, and then it puts you back at A for
Jeez.
like the next letter in it.
Wow.
It's really bad.
Alright, so this is the part where I actually have to start quote-unquote focusing. Safe food run through after Mark was pretty easy, but like once I'm in towns again, I have to be pretty precise because every single frame, RNG advances by 1 for every NPC that can move. Pretty much the game's checking to see if the NPC should move, and that is an RNG call every time. Rockland has like 3, Gregminster has like 10 when you count the birds. Actually, I think it's like 12 when you count the birds, which are a whole different thing that I'm not gonna get into. Hey, the kid didn't block me. Let's go.
Yeah, he moved the opposite way.
Yeah. And I got the battle.
Ooh.
I should have bribed. Why am I being greedy? I have 100,000 extra.
Yeah, what?
I was slightly early. I needed to take like 1 step extra. That's fine though.
It did not continue to 4 because 4 is 150 years before the first game.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, what Zeke said. 4 continues to tactics. That's something.
As we just saw. I'm pretty sure you had to do that for Laszlo, right?
Yeah, Laszlo and Snow. Why is nobody running the true categories for Suikoden Tactics this event? No New Game Plus. Just saying.
Well, you see. He wanted it done faster.
But it wasn't even that much faster. Hey, Morning Crab, thank you for the good luck. I think New Game Plus, all characters like half an hour faster than my any percent PB. Oh, to be fair, it's like comparing PB versus Marathon Run. So it's not quite the same. But you guys would have gotten the great story of Suikoden Tactics because that doesn't have cutscene skip if you don't do New Game Plus. You could have gotten all the fish and goat lore.
Oh, they got it.
Ted. Ted hurt himself in confusion here.
Yeah.
His Soul Leader spells have like, wow, Laszlo's Rune of Punishment mechanics since Suikoden 4. Damage to self.
Gee, I wonder what Pawn is leaving to do.
I hope he's... I think he just went to get some medicine, right? Very nice of him.
Yeah, that's right. He's gonna go get medicine to help Ted.
I think he's getting it for himself because he's almost dead.
Oh yeah, I mean...
Fun fact, you can in fact start a duel in this game with 0 HP on your character. And then even if you don't get hit, let's say the enemy defends, and you defend, you'll just die afterwards. It's pretty funny looking.
Oh, did you see it happen?
Yeah, I checked it last night.
Nice.
The run that I had Bond 0 HP on died. I think my console died in that one.
I saw that. Oh, no, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't happen during this one. I think it was the controller cable that was causing issues. It's kind of crazy that I could, like, actually kill the console, but I'm pretty sure that was the problem.
I think that they have, like, probably a power problem with plugging in, unplugging stuff.
No, maybe it's that. Maybe the cable is just, like, faulty and had, like, its own power issues because of that. I feel like the cable was faulty. Ever since I switched, it's been fine.
Well,
But,
that's good.
Yeah, I checked it on MU after because I was curious, and yeah, sadly, like, even if you start at 0 HP, Taio still takes his action. So it doesn't save you time.
Yeah, well.
It's just funny looking.
Is he just dead on the ground already, or?
No, you start with him, like, standing, but as soon as something happens, like the first action, he just falls down, even if he took no damage.
That's funny.
And then Taio tells him, "Forgive me, pawn." I actually needed time in the duel animations, but I don't think so. Because even if the animation time's a little bit faster, you also have to, like, move your cursor to defend. It might save a tiny bit of time, but, like, he'd also die to an attack, so it doesn't really matter. In my setup, Taio always attacks anyway, so it's relevant. Here, Victor robs Marie, doesn't pay for his meal, and then later on they hang out in the castle together like nothing happened. In fact, the inn's his favorite hangout spot. Oh, something I didn't mention, but the most volatile screen in like the early game RNG stuff just passed. It was the rainy screen. Because on that screen, the RNG advances once per frame at a rate of like 12 to 30, and it's random how much every single frame.
That's wild.
That is wild. That's why you can't ever accurately manipulate anything coming out of Gregminster here. Like, in theory, if you entered on the same RNG every time and moved perfectly every time, you can, but the amount of time it would take to set that up and how volatile it would be makes it not worth it.
So what causes the Black Shadow to be completely random between 2000 advances?
I'm pretty sure for all the stuff that's like that, it's the particle effects. It like randomizes the particle effects. I can't be sure. So yeah, since that rain issue happens, you know, where it's mega volatile and we don't know what we're gonna land on, we have to get back on track somehow. Because I don't know where I am in RNG right now. Also, I never really explained it, but RNG in this game, like, so, like, when the game calculates the next RNG value, the only input it takes is the previous RNG value. Nothing else. So, in a way, it's kind of like a straight line, like, almost like a timeline. So, my goal is to, like, land in certain spots on that timeline for certain events, but also just, like, when I don't know where I am in that timeline. I need to sometimes find my spot in that timeline. And the way we're going to do it really soon is using NPC indicators. We're essentially going to look at the NPC at the top of the sim, and we're going to wait for him to do certain movements. And once he does those movements, I know where I am, and I go from there. At least to a certain level of precision, because I can't react perfectly every time to his movement. I don't have that good of a reaction time, but I'll be within a certain range. That's good enough. The only time you need, like, very really true precision is for Taio setup. And for how I'm doing Dwarf Vault when I enter Village of the Dwarves. Because I'm using NPC indicators there, and since there's multiple NPCs on that screen, I need to enter on, like, a frame when the NPCs move in the way I expect them to. Yo, it's RJ!
Jeez. RJ.
So we haven't talked too much about the story. TLDR, Wendy tries to take the Soul Eater from Ted. Ted entrusts us to Soul Eater to us. It's one of the 27 runes. It's the one I have on my cap here. And we're basically flee from Gregminster. Victor takes us over here. Here we meet the Liberation/Rebel Army. We found out that Marcus and Sidonia, the bandits we captured, are like being hung without a trial, and we're like, yeah, that's not okay. And we're gonna go rescue them. Alright, so we're gonna look for left and to right here. Yeah, it is our fault. We did capture them. Watch that guy's legs. Left, right, go. And I'm intentionally gonna run out more to the left here to put me in the right spot for world map battles. If I did this right, I won't see any battles here. Hey, Jock, thank you for the good luck. The downside of doing all of this is obviously I have to wait on that screen. I waited probably like 5 seconds, so there is something we pay for doing this. And if you're like a god. I don't know. You could probably do a lot of this with, without looking for indicators. But there is a caveat to that too, because he would say, like, I want this world map spot. Even if I don't wait for the indicator, I still need to push RNG forward. I could just do it on the screen where RNG advances faster, like the outdoor zone in Cap, where there's 4 moving NPCs. Or during the rain screen in Gregminster, for example. Assuming I'm aiming for certain spots. Yeah, it pays for itself, I think. Like, the world map battle skips are important, but more important is knowing where I am. Alright, so all these battles, these you can't run from. But with Bribe Glitch, we can bribe him. Speaking of, I haven't really mentioned Bribe Glitch. So you're not supposed to be able to bribe force battles in this game. But there's a glitch where if you double tap bribe fast enough before the text comes out, it skips that check to see if you're allowed to bribe something. And you can just bribe everything. That's how we've skipped every boss. So that's how we've skipped pretty much every fight so far, besides the whole rune Suikoden fights. And that's what we're going to be doing for a lot of the run. We will be killing some fights later on, because we do still need EXP for duels, and that's like a decent source of money later on. And like, we want levels so we can get like goes in areas, and that way we don't have to like worry about running from them. Because even if RNG manipulation, it's hard to set up areas where you can run from everything. It just lets you skip most things, or like you can know which ones you'll have to bribe, for example. But to land in the cluster of battles where you don't have to like bribe anything and everything's a first try escape is really rare. Which is once again why I got so much money at the start, because if I land in the wrong cluster, I'm gonna have to burn through a lot of the money to continue. If I was doing a PB attempt, I would just reset if I landed in the wrong place. But that's not an option today. Alright, so I'm purposely going to walk here because I need to push RNG forward more, so I'm spending more time on the screen with 4 NPCs that move around. It's not needed, and it's still, like, not feasible. It's a combo of both, because the distinction between this and glitchless is that we sell the fire crystal that Leknot gives us, because I need it for money for Marco. So I don't have access to fire magic, which means clearing a group of 6 is basically impossible at this point. There's also the fact that like you'd have to enter Marco again to like have a reliable enough setup to land on like the right RNG to set up Lover's Garden. And there's also the time you'd have to invest into like appraising and selling it. You'd also need level 7 so you have MP for Firestorm. There's like a million factors that make Lover's Garden unviable. Alright, we're gonna look for a left down down here. Down, left, down, down. Walk a few steps here. I might not have walked enough there. I might get a world map battle now with an ant. Yeah, there it is. I'm like one frame early. It's fine though. That doesn't like hurt anything. It's just an actual world map battle. It's not even a bribe. If I started running one step later, we would have skipped that.
Just goes to show how precise like the manips are.
Yeah. I didn't need to be perfect there, but I should have been a little bit later there. Like I could have like walked 2 steps later and that would have been fine. Or I ran 2 steps later. Also, I want to force the next battle before we enter the Ladon end screen. Because if not, I end up getting world map battles. So I guess I do this. That works. Because I'm early, we need to do that. Normally, you would just get it naturally. But the cool thing about that is, like, battles basically always happen at the same parts of the RNG timeline, quote-unquote timeline. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it. But, like, by getting that battle, I know exactly what RNG I'm on now, and I can be on the same RNG every time entering the screen. So the parts after this, I can be, like, assuming I'm precise, I know exactly what will happen and when it will happen. Oops. Pick the wrong option. I don't want the bitter tea.
Who does?
Everybody but me, apparently. I'm more of a sweet guy. If it was some Sweet Robert's tea, then we'd be in there. In fact, I got some pineapple ginger tea right here. I kind of want to have a drink from. I need to find a time where I can. So yeah, we've been poisoned. GG. Run's dead. Luckily, Dessa is a famous influencer, and Kizler recognizes her as like, oh, you can't. I like her. You can't kill her. Bring him back.
Yep, that's right. He follows her on TikTok.
I thought it was Insta. Maybe both.
Both, yeah, maybe both.
Well, Don looks so creepy too. Like the dude looks like he'll give you poisonous tea. Like look at that portrait. You can also try to refuse to like take the rest at the inn. And like your party will leave and you'll be alone on Tiger Wolf. But if you try to leave the screen, the Don will come out. It's like, are you sure you don't want to come in? And you can't actually continue anything. Alright, 2 snails here. And no more battles until we re-enter, assuming I do everything correctly. Because right now we're going to deliver some fire spear prints to Kage, or Kage. So we can deliver him to Mo so they can make him, and one day we can use those fire spears to help win battles. That's what this trip's all about. That's why we're here on this mountain. In this tiny town. Oh, so I have a bit of a gripe with the screen. So when I route, I do things on MU because I have tools there that make things a lot easier, and then obviously runs I do on console. So on MU, the screen's like cut off a little bit less on top and bottom than it is on console. And on MU, you can see the bottom of the top guy's feet, and you can use that as an indicator for when to leave this town. But on console, his feet are invisible, so you can't use them. So I have to come up with something different. Turns out just walking and no tech skip works fine, but it's a funny little distinction between platforms. Completely broke my setup here. That's all good. So here, Gremio thinks that me and Nadessa got it on, and he throws a fit. And Cleo's just cool with it. My bed is whichever bed I sleep in, alright? I get 2 beds. Also, I never mentioned this, but when you enter a town, and in some other instances, you get that town skip, or town text. Jeez. It's kind of early. Don't like this. Yeah, that's not... Okay, if I can make it through the screen without getting a battle, it's perfectly fine. Oh, that sucks.
Ooh.
I didn't even move after. I'm supposed to get that battle right there. So now all my battles are a little bit earlier, and that will potentially throw off my manip later on. Yeah, I'm supposed to get this like 2 screens from now. Okay, so I'm gonna be off RNG a bit here. Can I get the slime battle here? Okay, actually I might be fine because I got this battle. Why am I checking? I can just bribe. I'm rich. That actually kind of fixes it. I got that extra battle, but I'll be on track for my exit now. Because I want to exit within 60 steps of this battle. And now I'm fine. I'll get a 6 mosquito battle, a little bit past the bridge, and I'm all good for landing camp setup. There's the 6 mosquitoes. And here we don't do tech skip, so I mentioned the tech skip right there. You can press X and that'll go through a lot faster. But RNG is advancing while that text is on screen based off the NPCs on the screen. And if I just let it run by itself and like fade out, then it'll be consistent in where it lands. Whereas if I skip it, it'll depend on which frame I skipped it on. And it won't be as precise. So in areas where I want more precision or want to push RNG forward, I'll intentionally not skip that text. Yeah, Marco takes forever. Normally I finish the split like 2.5 minutes ago. So 10 extra games of Marco.
That's the price for safety.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, yeah, I was gonna say like original 90% route. I think this would be roughly the exit time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think before like Tai Hominib. Gotta agree to throw her body in the sewer. I still don't know how that kid got down here, for the record.
I guess that's a good question because the hideout's blocked by a giant clock.
Yeah, it's like a secret hideout, and then there's just randomly some kid down here that she throws her life away for. I mean, true, that was my favorite pastime as a kid, playing in sewers. No, I'm just kidding, it was video games. I was playing Suikoden. Anyway, Rip Odessa. For my splits, I like to call that split name Odetha. In case she dies. Bruh. I don't know why I keep getting this battle. I actually need to dig into this. At least I'm worried that's a run. I shouldn't be seeing world map battles here. It probably has to do with my like movement to the clock. That checks out considering you are the pest rat, Trajan. Alright, so here we meet a real homie and guide. So right now we're fugitives from the Imperial Army. They're trying to find us and capture us. And we're trying to get down to Seika per Odessa's final request to meet someone named Matthew Silverberg. So we make up fake names that we're trying to get through, and then these guards like recognize us. And then guys, oh, nah, that's cool. Let him through, and then like, yeah, take care of your dad, kiddo. So he recognized us and he let us through. He's a nice guy like that. What the? Why did I get stuck for a moment there? That was weird. Alright, I need to be precise here now. That should be fine. I'm a little bit worried with that like weird getting stuck there because I'm on that screen a little bit longer. This is another screen where I need to use NPC indicators. If I miss it, I'm in a lot of trouble. I basically lose Taio Manip. We're looking for a left into down from one of these kids. There it is. We walk here and run out. So all this is so I can land past like a certain point in the RNG where an NPC will move down on the screen I'm currently on, because that'll kind of mess up my setups. So this route has a pretty unique way of doing Taio setup. Every route before this one, what we would do is we would force a world map battle before we enter Kaku, and that would like put us on the same RNG every time, because like I said, battles are kind of like events on a timeline. So we force a specific battle there every time. We always like end up on the same spot on the timeline. But this one's gonna use something different. It's gonna use an NPC movement. This is generally not done because, first of all, reacting to an NPC isn't really feasible in like a precise enough way that I can land on the exact same spot every time. But on top of that, there's also the issue of if there's multiple NPCs on the screen, you don't know which one's gonna move. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna land early enough that we can play around both. What we're gonna do is, lady in the bottom right of town, we're gonna force her to make a left movement. And once she moves left, she'll move out of the way, and I'll run out automatically. Because I'll be holding down and running down, being blocked by her. So there's two things she can do. She can either move up, or she can stay still and then eventually move left. If she moves up, I'm gonna let her move, or if she turns up, rather, I'm gonna intentionally block her. And if she turns up, I'm gonna move out of the way, let her move up once, and then hold down, and that's the better pattern. Because if she does that, I basically end up exiting a little bit later, and I push RNG forward a little bit more. So I'm gonna see. Hopefully she turns up here, and I can demonstrate. No luck. So this is the worst setup. Because I have to like accommodate both versions of this, what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm gonna have to take 8 extra world map steps. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we go. And this will put me on the same as if I got the up pattern. Alright, we're gonna run out here, and I need to be precise here, so I'm gonna focus up. I might have ruined it. I think I bonked there. Ah, damn it. I think I might have lost Taio Manip there. I am not sure, honestly. But that felt like a bonk.
Yeah, so that walk is very precise, and if he makes one wrong movement, then Taio's gonna Taio him.
Yeah, he'll do something else. I need to be on the exact same RNG entering Taio every time. I'll try to do the manip. If it doesn't work out, well, this is what we got the extra money for. But it will make the rest of the run trickier, and I will have to focus a lot more. You should roll a 2. Okay, we're good. Okay, and that's within bounds. I have a 7-frame window for my roll there. We're good. Alright, good time home. Nice. That's like one of my biggest, like, fear points.
You've done it.
Because if I'm off manip here, I'll basically have to go to my RNG tool and try to track where I am instead of focusing on the run. Alright, I'm not gonna wait here. I'm just gonna go straight in. I could use an NPC indicator with stand there, but the thing is, that tends to put me in later in RNG, and that gives me worse wheel spots. I prefer just being earlier if I end up earlier and playing from there. I always still have a good wheel. Well, I'd have to burn a little bit more time or money in the castle here, but it's fine. I also adjust based off what roll I got. Because there's a variance of like 300 RNG based off which roll I hit. And on top of that, I can't exit the game consistently, and the game advances RNG by once per frame. So I never know when I'm going to exit exactly. And because of Mina the cat that hangs out in Kaku, RNG advances at a different rate in Kaku basically every time. And I can't really be precise there either. Okay, I think I hit early, which is fine. Should be 2 slug next. Yeah. So I found the setup before that would essentially let me skip all the bad battles after that one if I like did a turn and then ran. But it gets broken by Victor's inconsistent speed, so I can't use it. So I just have to play this differently now. We're gonna fail this escape here. It's fairly fast at least, and then we get to run after. The reason I do that is because that battle I would have to bribe, and it's fairly expensive. But on top of that, if I bribe it, I'll get another battle exactly the same as that one right after. And I would also have to bribe that one or fail to escape from it. Alright. This is the slightly more expensive touring castle as well, because I bribe 3 slugs. The later one I bribe only 2 slugs, but that is perfectly fine. Maybe I can...
Hey, you're rich.
Yeah. I can afford it. Alright, nice. And I skipped the next battle. The next one was really close to happening. I also have to
fight a big scary dragon.
Yeah. Oh, I have to remember to actually make a proper castle name. So this fight's actually, in my opinion, the hardest boss fight in the game. But, you know, we're any percent witch bribe. Konami shilling.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's where he's gonna ban me, guys. Yeah, it's because for Zombie Dragon, like, if you don't go to the Great Forest early, you're really underleveled. And on top of that, you don't really have access to magic, you're stuck with a set party. And he does quite a lot of damage with his Fire Breath attack after a pretty grueling dungeon with, like, no healing spots. So there's a lot of factors that make Zombie Dragon really difficult. Even in Glitchless, like, well, we manip the fight now, but before manip, that fight can be tricky. Especially if you didn't get enough MP or enough magic on Cleo to get 2 Dancing Flame spells. Because that does like 900 to him. Alright, so time for wheel manip. I'm gonna focus up a little bit here. I'm gonna wait here for Camille to move, and then I go. Another NPC indicator. A few seconds. And here we're gonna see our first invisible character glitch. We're gonna talk to an invisible Vicky.
There she was.
Nah, that was kind of a late tech skip. Whatever, worst case I can skip level armor. I have a ton of money. So, there's invisible characters in this game you can talk to ahead of time. Essentially, the technical aspect of it is that it doesn't clear memory for, like, what's in the room properly. So you can have some, like, leftover data in there. And the leftover data is basically from... Wow, that down. Yeah, that was a really bad Kaku tech skip. So I would have to skip level armor here. I mean, true. But at least the hired help does some fighting. Nocto, whereas here we just skip all the fighting completely. And for a lot cheaper than hired help costs. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm fine. But I'm still like way later than I want to be. I also have a new setup I came up with today to help with like the stand problems in Kaku that I'd like to do, and it relies on me not being mega late. Alright, so I'm gonna get rock here. You might think why? Why would you need rock? I'm never gonna use the warehouse. Was I bonking there? No, I wasn't. Okay. Yeah, I have to skip the level armor. I wouldn't make it to it. And I'm gonna keep my movement somewhat precise here just to be sure. I need to get to a certain spot before the next battle, pretty much. There we go. And now I need perfect movement to the wheel. I messed it up.
Oh no.
That's right, I know how to back it up. Alright. 12, 24, 36, 48, 54, 55, 56, 60. If this was any percent, this would be brutal. I'd be down like 10k because now I'm gonna get one more battle exiting that costs me another like 3k. And I skip the level armor, that's like another 3k. I might not be able to do my Callan setup now. Like, yeah, I think I just have to run out and hope I don't get stand. So, essentially off of like certain battles, I know how much I have to push RNG forward to get a first try wheel. Off the spot I do it, I need to walk precise movement, and if I walk like precise movement, I'll just get wheel right away. Off that battle and the battle I just did, I need an extra 4 steps if I ran from it. Yeah, I have to bribe this now. But on top of that, it's like, oh my god, this movement. Like, this is all fine as long as I don't get stand. If I get stand in Kaku, it could be scary. Because I can't use my NPC indicator here anymore, I think. I think I'm too late now. I'm like an extra 7. I'm honestly not sure if I can, but I don't think I'm gonna try. It's too risky. If I'm wrong, it just doesn't work at all. But yeah, this is also why I need to like keep track of where I am in RNG, because I can work off, like I can set up the wheel off of any battles really. With some exceptions. There are some battles that don't work. But I do need to know where I'm at. So I know how many like extra steps I need to take to set it up. And on top of that, since I'm at 80% and I'm under leveled, I don't get let goes there. So there are certain battles that I can't run from. And if I get like a free soldier, that's like an extra 3.4k. I have to bribe. If it's 6 soldier, then it's 6.8k that I have to bribe. And right here I'm fine on money, so it's not a problem. But in like a normal run, that is a major issue. If I'm on route, I more or less have it memorized for the run versus bribing. With a few exceptions. If I'm not on route, then I have to check. I essentially programmed the tool that generates all the encounters like in every area based off like the RNG. And like I even have features to help me like tag along, like follow along with where I'm at. I have to input everything manually. There's nothing automated about it. Like I have to click on the enemy group that I find, for example. But it's pretty good at finding the spot you're in as long as you feed it a few battles and like you have a ballpark idea where you are. So I can, worst case, figure out where I am decently well. Well, we have strong enough RNG manipulation now that we have Taio manip that I should be able to stay on track for the whole segment, and I don't need the tool. I could just use a spreadsheet. And once you get comfortable, you don't even need the spreadsheet. You can just go off memory. Alright, so here we got LaPont, and more importantly, Eileen. Eileen is a really good character. She's a strong mage, she's long range, and she comes with an Earth rune, which is the best like magic rune for speed running. It does a lot of damage, and like its level 2 and level 4 spells are really good. And has very fast animations. That was a left movement. Okay, so I'm a little bit earlier than I would have been normally. I think I get a battle here. Probably towards the end of 6 Rabbit. Oh no.
Ooh.
I wasn't sure. It's like, I know it's roughly close because I was looking at this before this run. Alright. So the guy by the doctor, we named him Stan. Stand in the way. Because he stands in the way. Like that.
Ooh.
Blocker.
Oh no.
We might be okay still. I backed it up fairly quickly, but we might also not be okay. We'll see. So the big challenge now is I need to hit a certain 6 kobold fight. Ideally. There's like technically a backup I can take, but... And when I get blocked like that, I have to push RNG forward a lot because I have to like re-enter a building to reset him, and I spend a lot more time on the screen. And the screen already advances RNG like crazy. So there's a chance I'm too late for my fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to teleport to Callan as fast as possible. Assassin Bite, we just bribe this guy. It auto ends after 3 turns as well, but why wait? But yeah, I'm going to try to teleport to Callan as fast as possible. And it's a little bit tricky because we're going to have Eileen at the back of our party instead of Cleo. And it's like trickier to get the line up to talk to Invisible Vicky with Eileen in the back. Also, see, if I forget to go to the dock, remind me.
Oh, yes. Turkish at the dock. And then you gotta go back to the dock.
And, well, yeah. And then to the basement. If I go to the if I forget to go to the dock before I go to the basement for the teleports, I can soft walk the game. And we don't want that. In fact, it's like one of the scariest points of the run because it's like the one thing I can't recover if I mess up. But anyway, I want to get to Callan and be able to spot the NPC they're moving down because that's my indicator for Great Forest. To land on the 6 kobold fight I'm looking for. I mean, it could be worse. It could be some guy blocking access to our boat, like Mr. Stan.
Yeah. Stan.
Stand in the way. Every Suikoden runner's mortal enemy, past Taio and Gaspar.
Is he going to the dock?
I am. We did it.
We did it.
No soft lock.
Not today.
Okay, should be good. I think we're okay. I'm looking for that down movement. The thing is, if I get owned by Stan, I can't guarantee that I'll get there fast enough that I'll see it. So that's the big fear there. Also still need to do a formation swap. I should do it on the world map because you can always open the menu on the world map regardless of how you're moving. Whereas in non-world map, there's kind of like a delay where you can't open the menu during a step, so you kind of have to intentionally stop. Alright, perfect.
Hey, there we are.
Yep. If I miss this, I'm in a lot of trouble. Like, not just because I missed the fight, I lose a lot of strength, because it's like gives me really good strength throws on McDole, and that matters for duels. But also because, it doesn't matter now because I have an extra 100k, but the point is if I miss it, I have to go for a backup, and not only do I have, like, way worse setups for the backups in terms of, like, landing on them, but also it's very unlikely that I can land on the same, like, Dwarf Trail spot, which means I'll probably have to burn a amount of money I'm not allowed to burn to get through it. So at that point, I basically I'm screwed, like, honestly, if I didn't have extra money from playing it safe for Marathon. Well, we are on track so far. We're doing good. The last thing I'm really afraid of is, like, Dwarf village movement. And honestly, with me being so rich, I'm not even really afraid of it, if I'm being honest. I can afford to bribe basically every battle on, like, both these trips and probably be okay. And maybe not if I bribe absolutely everything, but if I end up off track and only bribe the things I can't run from, I'm probably fine. So here we enter Village of the Elves. So kind of missed some plot stuff, but basically Kirkus ended up on our dock over there because Kwanda is threatening to do something called the Burning Mirror to destroy the Village of the Elves. And nobody's taking it seriously, but Kirkus is. So he comes to get us so we can help. And then the village elder is like, hey Kirkus, he brought humans into our town, that's forbidden, go to jail. And he throws us into jail with him. Here's Valeria. She's a former Imperial general that came here to warn them about the Burning Mirror. And they threw her in jail too. I have no idea why Stallion's in jail.
He's too fast.
That must be it.
They couldn't have him running around.
This is an elf. It's like, it's weird. They threw him in jail. What did he do? Anyway, Sylvina, she has faith in Kirkus. And so she lets us out. And then we're going to go to the Village of the Dwarves and talk to the Village Elder there because they are the ones that made the Burning Mirror. And we're going to see if they can help us. Alright, get movement there. Nice. All my few rune shop entries. We're going to take the Holy Rune off of Dremio and put it onto Victor. Because coming soon there will be a segment where only Victor will be in my party and I'd like to be able to run there. I mean, it would kind of check out. But how would they even know? He's too fast for the human eye to see him pickpocketing. Or even the elf eye. Alright, I'll probably... Yeah, there it is. 2 kobold fights. Sadly, I don't have a setup that skips the world map battle here, but it doesn't really matter. If I'm a little late, I'll get a different battle. Like, I'll skip that one, but I'll get a different battle before I get here. They are both runs. What was that movement? Whatever. It's fine. This area isn't that precise. I don't have to be perfect here. I have a few fights that I can continue off of. 2 setups, so I'm not too concerned here. I don't think it's the controller. I think the controller problem was the cable, and I swapped the cable. I think it's fat fingering or something. I don't even know. But, like, the controller issue I was having, it wouldn't give me, like, left-right, for example. It would just stop working. And that's not what's happening. Alright, there's that Eagleman, so we're going off the 2-boar fight. And I'm going to have to force it in a specific spot. I'm going to force it one to the right of the safe crystal. I could technically start saving now, but I don't think I want to. So I'm going to force that there because that gives me a certain NPC lineup in Village of the Dwarves. And this part's kind of tricky. I get to walk everything here once I'm past like the first part, but it's not easy, even walking. That's intentional right there. I knew he was going to move out of the way. Like, yeah, that's what I can't have. Okay, so I'm going to... probably want to try to run a little bit. Yeah, I'm supposed to run shortest path. Do I just walk the rest and end up a little late? I think I'll try to run a few steps. Oh, that NPC position. So I do have to land somewhat precise here. I mean, I can back it up because I'm rich. As well, we got the extra 10k for. Worst case, I think I'm like a little early or a little late, and we're fine. I just have to bribe a bit more. If I did this right, my first battle should be a delayed free blue machine. If I did it wrong, then I'll see a group of 4. With 3 dwarfs and a red machine. Normally, like, if I do everything properly, I just barely miss that one. And the reason that fight's bad is because it's a bribe. It's an expensive bribe. It's like 7k or something. And normally I can't afford to do that. But since I got extra money, I can just bribe it. I'll be okay. Nice. I actually backed it up. Let's go.
Nice.
If only I could do it successfully in runs where I can't afford to, like, mess it up. Every time I made that mistake in a run, I have not been able to back it up successfully. I had to run this yesterday, in fact.
Also, you may have noticed that he went in and upgraded his weapon. While you don't fight any real fights, basically, in the entire game, you do have to do the duels.
Yeah, the weapon is pretty much just for the duels. There is one fight where McDowell attacks once, and the whole run past, like, the first 5 minutes.
He's gonna hammer that guy.
Hello, Present Sage. I got an extra 100k just for safety. Funky Town, according to Tom, right there. Alright. I'll want to exit within 60 steps of the next battle I get, and that should be perfectly fine. I landed in a really good spot. I might even have to force it. Never mind. I don't have to force it, but that's within 60. It's good. The reason is I want to be on the same RNG every time for Village of the Dwarves. Talisman out of here because this would be a humongously long trip back. I've dropped away and we're gonna walk all the way to the village chief's house. Most of it's easy. The hardest part of like this town is entering the doors. The doors here are ultra sensitive. Like you have to be. What the hell was that? Okay.
Uh-oh.
I mean, worst case, I have money. It's fine. Why is that happening? We'll see. Worst case, I burn through with some extra 100k. No, I'm not supposed to see this. I don't know what it is. We're just gonna bribe it. That's why I need to be precise there, because there's a, like, even if I land in the right spot here, there's a lot of world map battles around it. And they're pretty much all bribes too. This is the battle I want to see. I'm a little late. Which won't be an issue. Like, worst case, I'll have to bribe one world map battle if I am a little late. Hey, I finally remember to go left here. I always forget and runs.
I don't know if it says a lot about the economy. I think it just shows how corrupt the Scarlet Moon Empire really is.
Yeah, that's my canonical explanation for bribe glitch. Like, the Empire is just that corrupt. You bribe the Emperor with like 30,000 bits.
Yeah, and then he jumps off the roof.
With his wife.
And then they survive. They never find the bodies.
They'll find him in Suikoden 6. But the impact was so big that the castle started shaking and, like, fell apart.
That's right.
Yeah. So I was a little bit too late. I'm not supposed to see that battle. What'll happen is I'll get one world map battle right before I enter Kobold Village. Or, like, Great Forest, I guess it's still technically called. And that battle will be a bribe, sadly. But it's fine.
I would be down for a Wendy redemption story. 300 years of being evil, and then she redeems herself.
Yeah, I don't feel like it would work well, personally.
No, it wouldn't work.
Barbarossa redemption, I'd be all for. Even that one's a bit iffy, but I think that one makes more sense, because he was a good person at some point.
His only crime is loving his wife too much.
True. My only crime is loving Bulgogi too much.
That's true. He does have a true rune.
Yeah, he has a sovereign rune, if I recall correctly. Makes him immune to magic. Which Wendy apparently didn't know. So she thought he was under the Black Rune's influence the whole time, but he wasn't. Yeah, that battle right there is awful. It's a really expensive bribe.
He's immune to magic unless he's a dragon.
True! Well, it depends which head you're hitting with which magic. It spreads out the immunity, I guess, between the heads. Alright, from this point on, things get easier because this is a... Well, this battle here isn't an RNG reset, but after this battle, it's an RNG reset. And I'll be, like, on track. Pretty much always after this. I mean, I still have to execute the rest of the run, but this was the hardest part of the run. This. I could run from this technically if I set it up correctly. This is the only force battle in the game that you can run from. It's not guaranteed though, so I'd have to set it up so I get the run. I think I got horrible power there. If I saw that right, my power is really bad. Like, even if I get the good growths in Sonier Prison, I am not free-turning Taio. I might have seen it wrong. I think I saw 84. I think that's like literally almond growths. This is like the only battle I take in the whole run where I don't manip the stat growths. So... And funnily enough, it does matter because my power is relevant for duels. The thing is, not so much what Barbarossa did, it's more like what he let her do. He didn't do this stuff himself, he just didn't stop Wendy. Which is bad, obviously, but less bad than Wendy. Alright, so here we got our first war battle. War battles in this game are kind of like rock, paper, scissors. Charge beats bow, bow beats magic, magic beats charge. There is a little bit more into it, like charge is just like stat check, charge, bow, stat check, magic, it's on an RNG roll on who wins. Winner does all the damage, loser takes no damage. So that one's kind of interesting compared to the other two. Also, magic is by far the fastest animation and advances RNG the least, so I generally will always want to use magic when possible. But right now we only have 2 magic units, so we have to charge here. But yeah, because of the war battles resetting RNG to set value, I always know what's going to happen here. So the war battles are trivial, and I'm always on the same RNG afterwards because, once again, resets the same RNG at the start. So this is all straightforward.
Congratulations.
We won!
We won. I like it. It's like, we lost this war. Time to burn everything.
I mean, I feel like that fits pretty well in today's world. Actual leader right there. Alright, so this is kind of an annoying segment, casually, because your party's completely forced here. You just get 6 characters, you can't choose anyone, so I can't bring like any good mage along, for example. But since this is any percent and I don't actually have to fight anything, it's irrelevant. It's just annoying for glitchless categories, where you have to fight the dragon. So this fight can be... This is actually one of like the longest fights, glitchless, and it is pretty like dependent on your stats and whatnot, but here it's all simple. Alright. So I had to make sure my walk was precise there so I know what quantity duel I'm on. This should be defend, wild attack. For me. I do defend, wild attack. Yeah, it's... Oh, actually no, I have a good power. I must have seen it wrong. I don't need any growths. I'm already good.
That's good.
Nice. My threshold is 104 here. 104 damage means I have enough with 0 growth. Actually, I'm 106. Alright. I do have to pay attention here, just make sure I don't kill Quanda. I do think killing Quanda, if you don't factor in anything else, might be faster. But there's other reasons that I want Quanda. The actual recruitment is so... like... Yeah. More battles in castle level, pretty much.
Oh yeah, castle level. That thing.
Yep.
I'm assuming he just gets way more units than anybody you could recruit at this point, then.
I don't know, probably, but I don't care about the unit count per se. Like, so, for war battles, in terms of, like, RNG stuff, there's 2 things that make a difference. There is what RNG you're on, and that's, like, that's factored out by RNG resets. And then what characters you have recruited, because that'll determine your party size, that'll determine, like, some RNG calls, and, like, that'll determine, like, what actions your enemies take, and so forth. Kind of snowballs. So all my stuff is routed with Quanda recruited. Additionally, compared to, say, Tom's run, I also recruited Rock earlier, because he gives you a better war battle for the next one coming up on Garen, where I can double magic, and that basically pays for his recruitment cost on its own. Also, here's a fun glitch. Escape talisman. I'm torn about like which thing to explain first. I guess I'll explain that first. So essentially, for story events where the game teleports you back to the castle, it doesn't clear the data for like escape talisman properly. So it keeps the properties of the previous area you were in. And since Pana Yakuda you can escape talisman in, it lets me escape talisman here now. Until I leave the castle. And it'll send me to like a certain XY depending on... Oh, oops, option 2 is faster there. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's actually 1 second longer to kill him in terms of recruit dialogue. But you then skip him walking out on like the Barbarossa screen. You skip him walking out somewhere else. I think Kasim screen? No, that's just Milik. I think it's like ever so slightly faster if you exclude like the war battles and stuff to and castle level and all that to kill him. But it's like a second or two. But with the other stuff factored in, it's definitely faster to let him live. Okay, so here we're gonna go recruit Flick. In glitchless, I like to manipulate his stats here. He kind of had a completely different setup for it, or I want to wait glitchless anyway. But here, since, you know, we don't fight anything really, I don't care. Go back to the castle. Yeah, not 108. That'll be Tom's run tomorrow, which I should be joining him on commentary for, by the way. I have a work meeting beforehand, so I might be a bit late, but he asked me to help commentate, and I am happy to. I'll butcher everything because I haven't done 108 glitchless in like a few years. I'll give you guys all the wrong information. Alright, anyway, before I was saying that the reason I get rock, well, there's two reasons. First of all, I want to hit castle level 3 before a certain point. But the other part is if I don't get rock, this battle, the first enemy action will be bow. If he does bow, I can't magic, so I have to charge, and charge animations are longer, and it takes more time because of that. I think it's like a 7-second difference, with the second action being a charge, the first action being a bow versus doing 2 charges. With Rock recruited, I can do double magic here. So that basically pays for his recruitment already. And then I get the castle level bonus as well. Specifically, so like back when I ran any percent before this current route, this was like before Taio Minip and all that. For Necklord's Castle, and like for Cave of the Past, I would just talk to Marco in Warrior's Village. That would get me like the same RNG every time because it's an RNG resource. And Tom went and routed that out. It makes sense because we can manip off the war battles, just more precise, uses NPC indicators, but it works. So all that extra recruiting and like talking to Marco all took time that you don't have to burn with like modern strats. So I don't need for castle level 3 for that though, because for Marco to show up I need castle level 3. But when it's time for the Moravia segment, when you like talk to Taggart and like have that dialogue with Taggart and Matthew and the Flick and all that, it's better to have castle level 3 because with castle level 2 you're on the 3rd floor and your bed's on the 4th floor. So if you're castle level 2, you have to go to the 3rd floor, get the cutscene, then go to the 4th floor, go to bed, then go back to the 3rd floor and talk to Matthew. If you have castle level 3, it all happens on the 4th floor, and that on zone save is almost 20 seconds. Additionally, your entrance into Dragon's Den's a bit faster because you want, like, the screen, the war room is closer to the elevator with castle level 3. And I have castle level 3 in time for that. If I get Rock and I get one more character, in my case it'll be Chapman. And then Milik and Quanta, as in terms of optionals, because they are technically optional. Right, time to switch my notes to my other sheet. Alright, so here we get another really cool glitch. This is probably my favorite one to run now. Sieg, do you want to explain the one I'm about to do here?
Which one is it?
Invisible Hellion?
Ah, yes. So we found out that apparently if you have the correct character in the last slot, Invisible Hellion there, so you're going to recruit Hellion and then find the Invisible Hellion and keep stacking level ups until she's level 99.
Yeah, so the way this game works for level ups, or like for starting stats, like a character joining, internally every character is kept at level 1 until you recruit them, and then the game levels them up to whatever their level is supposed to be. And if you recruit a character multiple times, they'll keep on doing that level up. I butchered that. That's... Okay, I don't have a minute for that. I'm just gonna have to go with it. I took an extra step there. So I'm just gonna do this as fast as possible. So I'm gonna re-enter here. But that's the reason I bring Camille along with me. I need her in slots in my last slot to get this to work. Like, she's one... I think she's the only character we have at the moment that will actually, like, make Invisible Hellion possible. So we're gonna do this 3 times, now get Hellion to 99. I considered getting her to 88, because it'll save me one of these. And it doesn't make much of a difference in terms of her stats, but the levels are important to get what goes in certain areas, and, like, skip battles via champion. Oops, didn't get the lineup. Okay, this is gonna be a little tricky. I probably want to cut a step, because I moved the... That's probably still fine. Alright, I cut a step, should be fine. I think this might be a run, but I'm not risking it. I need precise movement here. Alright, good. This is like the last really precise part of the run, in my opinion. This segment right here. Took an extra step, that should be fine. In worst case, I'll get one bribe, I think. If you do this all right, I get no world map battles at all. I messed it up a bit.
Yo, nice cat.
Kitty! Yeah, there's the one Ivy. I'm a little bit late then. That's okay. This is why I got myself an extra 100k to play with. I think I've burned through, like, if I didn't do that, if I can get extra money, I think the run would have been dead at this point. Or, not maybe dead, but it would have been in a lot of trouble. My money would have been bad. Like, I've ran past my normal 10k reserve already, I think. Actually, maybe not. I think I'm roughly at my 10k reserve. No, yeah, I'm a little bit past my 10k reserve. But since we got a ton of extra money, we're fine. Honestly, if I got an extra 20 or 30k, I would have been fine too so far. Alright, we're gonna do a bit of menuing here. I'm gonna hand over this escape talisman to Konami here. Then we're gonna mirror. Alright, the rest of this I'm just gonna do as fast as possible. I'm gonna try to. I do care about where I land in Sonier, but I'm just gonna wait for an NPC indicator before I go there, and it doesn't make much sense to go slower for anything else to push RNG forward for that. Since you have 3 NPCs in in the basement when I do that, and like I think some of these screens have 4, but it's not that much of a difference. I could err on the side of caution, not make it tight, and just play everything fast and wait a little bit more. I mean, that's a good thing, Kirby. I believe you. You should play them. You can even play the remasters. Those are coming out in like 2 weeks. I don't know if they'll be better than the originals, but they will exist in 2 weeks and be publicly available.
Publicly available.
Here, these 2 force are waiting to your party, so whoever you bring earlier, it doesn't matter too much. Like, we bring Stallion for the world map movement, and then Camille for him, Invisible Hellion, so it does matter, but they all just get kicked out here anyway. Oops. So, something I should mention about that Vicky menu. When you're selecting the town, like, you want to teleport to, RNG actually is advancing. The game is calculating NPC movements in the background. The NPCs even move in the background. So sometimes you can use that as an indicator. But the problem is most of them are off screen because you're too far up. But for like RNG manipulated segments, I do have to be precise with my teleportation menus. I need to do them quickly, or I could land in a bad spot. Yeah, so Nier isn't too important, especially since I got good power. I was lucky in that regard with the battle at Cobalt Village. But I will have to kill 3 cards in there for EXP. So I do want to make sure I, like, even if I mess up, I want to try to find a spot where I can kill 3 guards after I kill the guards in Sonier. Which, funnily enough, I probably wouldn't have to do in this run. I kill them because I need money and because they give me EXP, and I kind of care about both of those things. They both make a difference. Like, each guard bribe costs like 6,300 and it drops 2,100. So it's a difference of like 8,400 for every bribe. And I decided rather than trying to make more Marco money and bribing them, and I'd rather just kill them and get EXP for it and like burn less money essentially. So it feels dumb because I feel like those were traditionally some of the like fights you would always bribe in like 80%. They're even cheaper in terms of like soldier fights. Like the ones that I bribe in the opponent's mansion are close to like 10, or in Craze's mansion are close to like 10k, I think. But the difference there is I don't have a good way to kill him at that point, but here I do. So I will be killing those. Since I sell the Fire Crystal, I never level up Cleo or anything like that. The only I can only kill enemies really once I get Eileen. And those 6 soldier fights are all before Eileen. Alright, so something I've changed recently is normally I would switch my party here. Because right now I have Kamendal in my party, and Kamendal is one of the NPCs in the basement that can move. So if I kick him out of my party, RNG pushes forward a little bit faster while I'm in the basement, and I do need to push RNG forward for Sonier. So that was my logic there. It's like I can push RNG forward faster if I kick him out early, so I'll do the party menu early. But I realized if I delay the party menu until after I get Kimberly, I can then do it, and I get a faster party menu, and then I spend less time on that screen, and whatever, I can afford to push it forward a bit. And if I do that, then I essentially spend less time on the slow advancing screen, so I think it's worth it to just do the party menu later. Thank you for the energy, Bablight. Bablight. This is a pretty great cutscene right here. We sell out Flick. Victor's like, have fun! Oh, I think he literally says, do what you want with him. We're just having some tea. This is like extra awkward for Flick. I didn't mention it, but he and Odessa were together, so he just like found out Odessa was dead like 5 minutes ago in real time, and now he has Kimberly hitting on him. He found out like before the war battles we did recently. I wonder if I should like maybe walk a little bit, exiting. Oh, walked a tiny bit, just push forward a little bit more, but it doesn't matter much. Alright, so I still need to go talk to Matthew, and then we're gonna do a party menu, and then I'm gonna have to look for an NPC indicator in the basement. I'm gonna watch for someone moving left, and when I see that, I'm gonna teleport to Sonier. Well, we haven't really talked about the story stuff. Basically, when we attacked Milk's castle, he got destroyed by poisonous flower, so we went to find a doctor to counteract the poison, then Milk kidnapped the doctor on his flying elephant. And now we're gonna go rescue him from the prison. And we just had Kimberly and Tesla forge the papers for us.
The flying elephant.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of this game, honestly. Alright. There we go, Kamendal turned. I'll probably get a 5 battle. I think I was a little too slow there to get a 4 battle. If I'm really fast, I can skip a battle on like this section. We're gonna get 5 battles before I get to what's it called? Before I get to guard fights, and then 2 battles after. The second one will be free cards that I'll kill, and then 3 battles after that. Assuming I don't butcher movement. free. So, like, I could, since I have let goes now, I can more or less, like, skip the whole RNG minute thing, honestly, and just go here. And as long as I find a fight with free cards, I'll be en route. But I prefer to do it this way, just because it reduces the amount of battles you get, and then you're guaranteed to get the cards, too. Was that Delphi Berman? I might even get 6. I think I just barely skipped 6. Right. Nice inputs. I don't know if I'm in Grace Period here. If I am, then next battle I'll get 1 power extra. So McDole will jump by free. 92, but it doesn't matter because my power's good enough already. Kitty? Question mark? Yeah, I'm looking forward to remasters as well. I haven't pre-ordered just because I don't like pre-ordering things, but I'm looking forward to the games.
How else will you get the 57,000 potch?
I won't.
The fortune rune or whatever it is.
I don't need no handouts. I'm a strong, independent man. Alright, next battle will be free cards. I need to make sure I kill the next one because otherwise there isn't any usable battle for a good while.
Cards. These things really are a nightmare.
Yeah, they're appropriately named. In this run, it doesn't matter because we can let go, but they have the longest animations ever. Oh, my Hellions mega slow. Which is fine. I just don't want her too fast, if anything. Alright, and then we just run out of here. But yeah, the free nightmares, so those cards, they're level 32. They're by far the highest level in here, and that battle is the only thing that'll get McDole to level 28. Anything else I can take, even free slime 2 nightmares, will only get me to 27, and that's not really good enough to safely do Taio duel with my current setup. Like, I can fix it by giving him, like, equipping magic robot to him, and then, like, doing a 4-turn, but that's slow, obviously. And my XP route is formatted around taking the free nightmare fight. Oh, wow, you never played 2. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll very much enjoy it when you play it with the remaster. It's a fantastic game.
It basically builds on everything this game does and just improves it in every way possible.
I personally, I feel like this game has a certain charm to it that the second doesn't, but I think that might just be my nostalgia glasses, you know?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Who knows? I've been trying to find out for years.
Gotta go against the crowd all the time. Bulgogi and now this.
What do you mean against the crowd, Bulgogi? Hold on a second.
Everyone else is calling you out. What do you mean?
You guys all enjoyed that Bulgogi just as much as I did. You should be grateful.
I didn't say that. My god. That was spooky. Ghost.
Speaking of, I found a restaurant in Orange County called Bulgogi. And I can't wait to go there. I'm not even kidding. It actually had good prices too. It was like $25 a person.
25. Dang, that's cheaper than it was in Salt Lake City.
Oh yeah, Salt Lake City was a ripoff. Like honestly, I mean it was great and I enjoyed it. It's like it's with the boys and stuff, but it's really expensive over there. Like here where I'm at, generally Korean barbecue is like 30 to 35.
Oh, wow, that's quite impressive. Since you're in California, I figure it would be way more expensive.
Well, 10 years ago, I think when I got introduced to Korean barbecue, my first Korean barbecue I got for $10. Those days were gone.
Gets everything.
Sad times.
Yeah, I'd definitely go again if we had a place to go.
Same.
Next time round.
Yeah, I don't know when that'll be, but wherever next limit break is, and whenever we can all attend as well, we'll definitely get Korean barbecue. We'll find a way. Alright, so another war battle here. I don't remember if like the version of Bout Rock and Chapman was good. But the version of Rock and Chapman's pretty good. I get like the magic charge, which is ideal. The tricky part is here, this move right here is Milk's magic. And you want to make sure you can beat this. Like, you want to win this 50-50. That's like the biggest difference maker in how fast this fight is. But past that point, you also want to land in a good spot after the war battle, so you don't get battles on like the next segment in Scarletia, or if you do get battles, so they're runs. And luckily, this works beautifully, which is hilarious because I routed it on emulator. On my version that I did on emulator just didn't work on here, or did it? I forget. No, it did, and it worked better. On emulator, I got 2 battles, and they were both runs. On PSTV, I got 0 battles. And on emulator, that 2 battle with runs was the only usable one I found. So it's kind of funny how that turned out. 20. Oh, Sanjin, you went without me? Not like this. How did it compare to like the $50 Korean barbecue that we had last time? What's the Legoland score?
Oh no.
I feel like my mashing is slower. Hold on, am I like on slow text speed or something? It feels wrong.
Did you not change it at the
I
beginning?
changed it, maybe it didn't take. No, I can't be.
You just noticed. Yeah,
I can't
it mess with the...
Yeah, it would have messed up the Taio setup. Imagine I actually did mess up Taio, but I didn't notice because of like that one bonk and the text speed fixed it. No, there's no way. If I was off on Taio, I'd be off by like a frame. Like 4 RNG. Text speed difference is like 200. That can't be it. I mean, I don't care about that. As long as they give me refills on the meat, I am happy. Grill is scuffed. Oh, that's a shame. Hell yeah. 4 different bulgogis? I'm there. Speaking of, my brother is looking into having knee surgery for his, like, ACL. And the doctor is going to is in Orange County, and we were talking about, like, if we go, we're gonna go to Bulgogi. If he ends up having surgery, it'll be, like, super early, so I think we're gonna spend a night somewhere over there. Probably get, like, a hotel or something. We should do, Korean barbecue night. Bulgogi. I can't believe how much I've drifted off the topic of the game.
Well, I mean... You're obsessed with bulgogi. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either, I guess. Alright, so here we have another war battle with our dad, and he has cavalry, and cavalry is OP, so we actually can't win this war battle. This is just a forced loss, so, but it goes faster if we use weaker units. So I'm going to use my 3 weakest charges. I can do bows, and they're weaker as well, but it doesn't actually save any time. You end up in the same war battle anyway. Because when it comes to, like, charge conflicts, there's, like, a range to where it makes a difference. Like, it might make a difference... Like, for example, a 20 and 19 might give you different results, but a 19 and 18 might give you the same results. And in this case, like, the charges and bows, they all give me the same results. So, there's no point in doing anything different. Got him.
Oh boy, I can't wait for you to save Pawn.
Surely Pawn will survive this. Oh no, I forgot to heal him.
Oh no.
7 HP level 4 Pawn versus Taio. Who wins?
He's only level 4.
Level 1 weapon. At least I haven't sold his armor yet.
Alright, attack him. See how much damage he does. Well,
You got this, Pawn.
he did it.
Nice try, buddy.
1 whole damage.
Went better than I expected. So yeah, nothing you can do here. 90% you just kind of have to let him die. It takes way too long to set up a Pawn win. That doesn't really get you anything. So, rip Pawn.
Why did it let him attack first?
Oh, it wouldn't matter. Like, the order doesn't matter in this game. The thing is, like, if it's a draw and you kill each other at the same time, it still counts as a loss.
No, yeah, it sure does.
So it's a scam either way. It probably just always has, like, the same character hit it first every time. Yeah, no, I am cool with cheap Korean barbecue, especially if they have 4 different types of bulgogi. That's like $80 Korean barbecue for me then.
Sounds like a better time.
Yeah, I'm down to pay $20 for every type of bulgogi available.
This guy's so obsessed with bulgogi, man. You should have seen the bowl he poured onto our grill and shut the grill off with. It was great.
That was Irving. That was sabotage. Alright, so that was another cool use of the escape talisman. Saves you like 5 seconds of walking. But the coolest use of the escape talisman in the castle is coming up here. So we need to tie Ho into our party to continue the run. And to do that, I have to like leave the screen and come back, right? So he goes to his normal spot. Or I can use this escape talisman trick. And now he's here. Super
That's
cool
actually
trick.
pretty busted.
Yeah, I love that. I was something that Tom
saves
found.
like maybe 10 seconds or so. That's
Yeah.
Actually pretty big time save.
I never timed it, but it's like probably around 10 seconds. It's one of those things that it's like, oh yeah, you're definitely doing this. It's always faster. So it doesn't matter how much faster it is.
I don't think we ever mentioned it, but for whatever reason, Stein has just an infinite escape talisman.
It's actually programmed that way, I'm pretty sure. Him and Kryn both have infinite escape talismans. And like, as long as you don't put them into storage, they will stay infinite. If you put it into storage, it becomes a normal escape talisman. You can't even sell it, actually. It's an unsellable escape talisman.
That's really weird coding. I wonder if it was on purpose.
It has to be. Well, I don't know. I feel like as in terms of character design, it makes sense for them to have it. But they're also the only characters that come with escape talisman, so it could have been a bug related to that. Hard to say. Also, another cool trick here. Calica, I don't want to go through there. Would you get a blinking mirror?
Escape talisman.
If only. Now we're gonna teleport.
Okay.
It
must like count as a actual town instead of a dungeon.
Yeah, it just like puts you at the northern exit for a mirror, like whenever you teleport there. It's actually less convenient in 108. Well, I mean, even in 108, it's convenient that you can skip it. But in 108, you have to go back there at some point to get Leon, and since it teleports you to the top, you have to like run back through it, which is not the most convenient. Well, what you do in 108 is you just run through, like you teleport to Kairob and then run to Calica, and it's fine. We ignore Ladon and Kessler, we don't get them. I don't need any more characters. I could have technically gotten one of them instead of Chapman, but the reason I chose Chapman is because, first of all, he pushes RNG forward, and it's like spawning so near I aim for, I need to push RNG forward anyway. So it doesn't really cost me as much time to get him. But also, later on, I'm gonna need to go to a shop to sell some stuff, and Chapman's shop in the castle ends up being the fastest shop in like 10 seconds. We got lucky here too in that we didn't see any battles, but even if we did, we have Helen level 99 is high enough level that they're all just let goes. That part wasn't actively manip, I just got lucky in not getting battles. Also, something I can do here if I'm having trouble with money, I can bring Wanda along and sell his armor. I can go to the Callan shop, but that's like 5k. But I got an extra 100k, I don't need it. So I just skip that part.
You could bribe anything in this game at this point.
Yep. The only fight that gives you a bad result in the whole game if you bribe it is the recruitment for Anji Kanak and Leonardo. Because it counts as a loss and you don't get them. Anything else, a bribe is like a win.
I wish that worked, that would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. I should consider selling in Callan always, just to move Blinking Mirror. Nah, it's only like one screen where it's relevant. Alright, really important I don't mess up this war battle. It's like an RNG reset sort of thing again. But the thing is, my Taio duel is based off me doing the war battle every single time. And there's this thing of charges where if the units don't reset to their original positions before you can, like, the next charge starts, RNG will kind of behave differently and you end up on something else. So I need to be careful to not, like, confirm anything too quickly. The biggest culprit on this is Humphrey's unit. Humphrey's unit I have to massively delay. It's like my final one that I use. But this war battle right here, this isn't the fastest way to do it. But the reason I'm going to do it this way is because one, it gives me a good duel, and second, it pushes RNG forward a lot. Because I'm going to have to wait for a certain NPC indicator in Warrior's Village, and the less I have to wait, the better, pretty much. And like when it comes to war battle variants with RNG, it can be like thousands. Like the fastest I can exit this in is like 31,000 in the timeline. That was bandits, right? Just being super careful here. If I forgot that, I could be in a lot of trouble. I'm hoping I messed that up. Be one down for carpenters. I think I'm fine. I think I'm just being paranoid. Yeah, I'm just being paranoid. But yeah, like, I can win as early as 31,000, and then I have to wait, like, something like a minute, probably, in Warrior's Village. Which, obviously, I don't want. Being ultra careful here. You can see how late the units reset there. And Humphrey has a super short dialogue. 1417. Or
yeah, just a bunch of dots.
Yeah. I intentionally use Humphrey as much as I can because of the short dialogue, but sometimes it's a bad place. It's a bad thing. Like, right here. But I can always delay it if it's short. If it's long, I can't make it go faster. So even then, I prefer the shorter dialogue. Alright, so my Taio duel, it should be desperate attack, defend, defend. He should do attack into 2 desperate attacks. The fight becomes problematic if I can't kill him in 3 actions, because his 4th action is an attack, and him killing me is a range there if I don't do anything extra. But I have good powers, so there's no chance I don't kill him in time. I need 60 damage per hit. I'm hitting 66, so I have 3 more power than I need.
Goodbye, Dad.
There's some casual patricide, no biggie. All to power up our rune. So, story-wise, people less familiar, when you get the Soul Eater from Ted, it actually doesn't come with any spells available. And then, as like each major story, like every major character story death happens, you get another spell unlocked. So when Odessa dies, you unlock Deadly Fingertips. When Gremio dies, you unlock Black Shadow, which is the best one for like us. When Taio dies here, we unlock Hell, which is a super OP spell casually, but it has a super long animation, so we don't use it in the speedrun. And then, when Ted dies, we get Judgment. Spoilers.
Who?
Some character from early game, I forget.
That guy's 300 years old.
He's just a punk.
Who you calling a punk? I happen to be 300 years old.
I mean, in spirit. Kind of important that I talk to LePont quickly there, so I don't get a world map battle. It's not particularly hard. Also, something that I like about this route that I've changed from previous ones is there's quite a few spots where I intentionally bring less characters. Like before for the Quanta segment, I only brought Victor and Eileen, and here I'm only going to bring Stallion and Hellion. I'm not going to bring a 6th character. Because eventually, in both those segments, someone else joins our party, and then I don't have to kick anyone out. Plus, because I have less characters, XP is divided, like I get more XP per character, since it's divided by 1 character less. Alright, Stallion. Hellion. Alright. So, I'm really rich, so I don't have to go to the armor shop here, but I'm going to anyway, just to stay on route. Plus, I want to get rid of stuff so I can Blinking Mirror faster. So if I have spare money, should I actually use it for like bribes in Dragonster? I guess I should, right? Nah, I'm just gonna pretend I don't have it. I'll just stay on route, kind of. Like, I can skip a lot of money stuff at this point and try to save some time off of it, but I'm just gonna try to emulate a non-100k extra run as much as I can. NPC's in the way. That's fine, I have a lot of time on the screen. So this is when I finally saw this junk I picked up earlier. I can sell more stuff if I need to, like Hellion's Guard Robe, for example, but I definitely don't need the money. I have 135,000. I'm actually, like, if I can get extra money, I would be in trouble here. I need 43,000 at this point. And I had 135, so I'm like 8k down off of like my minimum if I was on route. Even selling quantitative stuff wouldn't have saved me here. I'd actually be in very big trouble. So something you could do in earlier any percent routes. Right now we're gonna have a forced fight against Necklord that you can't win. Like it's an you just have to continue until you lose. And he does a lot of damage and we're pretty under leveled. So in older routes we could save 30k of bribing him by just running. And like waiting for him to kill us, pretty much. But because we have Invisible Helen at level 99, and she has a lot of magic, it takes her ages to die here. So with Invisible Helen route, you kind of have to just bribe him here. Actually, I wonder if I'm ever short on money, can I like take the long fight here as a backup? I should test that. The problem is I could end up like late in the RNG, but at the same time, I should never be so short on money here. Like my run would have died on Dragon if I'm this short on money, so maybe it's not a problem I have to think about. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna take a moment here because I should have been paying attention and reading my notes. Alright, we're looking for a right movement. I saw that kind of late. I should have maybe ran a little more. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I should be okay, probably. I am gonna do something for safety here because I reacted lately there. I should have ran a little bit to try to back it up. Kind of had a weird pattern, or I just didn't see it correctly. So what I'm looking for here is a battle of 3 elementals and 2 banshees. There's 3 in a row that I can hit, and I shouldn't be so far off that I can't hit it, but I might hit the later one. And for that one, I want to do that formation swap there. Because it'll hit the person in the back middle. Yeah, this feels like the late one. Yep, good call by me. So I'm a little late on RNG, it's not a big deal, but... Alright, watch my speed, 125, 112, 130, stallion fastest. I don't know if that'll mess up my Holy Rune, Fine Bone China setup. It might, in theory. Or it might just still work, I'm not sure. But yeah, like, that's fine. It's like kind of like a routed backup. You have issues if you like if you get battles besides the free elemental 2 banshee, because you can't really afford the bribe anything here normally. Everything's really expensive, and you don't have let goes yet until you kill that free elemental 2 banshee, and there's no other free elemental 2 banshee fights around, so it's kind of run killing if you mess up there and don't get the one at the entrance. But the reason I went to this spot for like my setup is because there's 3 in a row and there's pretty big gaps around them, so it's kind of hard to miss. I think off this one you get more battles on this trip. Whatever. So here we get Sword Dragon Sword. We woke up Sword Dragon Sword. We need Sword Dragon Sword to kill Necklord. So Sword Dragon Sword gets mad because we woke him up, and he sends us back into the past 300 years. Which, you know, is a reasonable reaction, in my opinion. I want to do that to the landscaper outside my window all the time.
How does he lose this power? He just, like, never does it again.
I don't know. He might still have it, he just doesn't want to use it.
I would have sent Victor back in time for leaving me in a cave and get him out of here forever.
Maybe he grew fond of him, so he felt like bad and went easy on him, just tried to kill him instead, you know? Fun fact, for anyone that doesn't know, the Star Dragon Sword fight in Suikoden 2, it's actually Not like, you can lose it, and the game will continue. You don't have to win that fight. The thing is, it'll take, like, longer to lose it than it'll take to win it. So you still kind of want to win. So this is the part where Ted gets his soul eater. Now there's 2 soul eaters. Yay! True Rune Begoma battle. Let's go. I don't mind the dungeon. I do think the caves in this game look pretty damn generic, but never really bothered me. I think every cave in this game kind of has like the same look. Actually, that's not true. Dragon's Den looks pretty different compared to the other ones. What else is there? Seifu, Torrent Castle. I guess Seifu looks different too. It just looks like Torrent Castle.
I mean, we are comparing like PS1 launch title, bare bones RPG.
Yeah. This game is old. Alright, let's not forget the Champions Crystal here. It's the most valuable pickup in the whole game. Like, even if we weren't actively using it, it sells for 100k. And it's super easy to get, but we are going to use it. So the Champions Rune basically lets you skip battles. If you're a high enough level, it'll like, and you would have gotten a battle, it would skip that battle. It depends like what group you would have gotten the battle into and like what your party's level sum is. I'm not going to go into the details on the formula because honestly I don't remember it exactly. But point is, high level party and Champions Rune means significantly less battles. And only bigger groups will be possible when you do get battles. Alright, so I am looking for Double Down in the Warrior's Village. You gotta remember that. Alright, got Star Dragon Sword, now we escape Talisman out of here. We're gonna make a quick detour to Seika. I was hoping to cut this somehow, but it just isn't possible. Oops, that movement was bad. Don't like that. I do have some wiggle room in my setup here, but if I'm too bad with my movement, I could be in trouble. Especially because I think I exited a bit later, since I took the backup like cave fight. Alright, so what I'm going to look for here is one NPC moving down twice. And when that happens, I walk out. If I react well, I'll want to like walk an extra step or something. Let's skip a world map battle. Should be fine. There it is. That one step.
There he was.
Well, yeah, of course Suikoden 2 looks better than this. It was the second game. What do you mean, dude? Imagine the newer game looking better. But yeah, I think Suikoden... Well, Suikoden was my all-time favorite RPG series. I don't know if it still is. I've grown to really love Octopath and the Nier series. Although Nier series I've only played once. Suikoden I've played like a million times, so... But, it's top 3 for me. I like it more in Final Fantasy as well. Definitely beats Octopath in terms of plot. Okay, so formation swap right away. So this is like another small time save. If I brought 6 people, I'd have to kick someone out here, but since I only brought 5, Hicks doesn't take up doesn't have to kick anyone out.
I mean, they're not all great entries. 3, 4, and 5 can be argued to be mid.
Yeah. I mean, I think 5 is really good, honestly, but the point is, it doesn't have to be your favorite series for you to like the series. I love the series. It just might not be my favorite anymore.
I've heard a lot. I've heard a bunch of people say Nier has taken their #1 series.
It's really good.
I should play those.
Honestly, man, it's the music. The music is just top tier.
Well,
the games
you
themselves
know
are
me
good,
and
but-
music. The only reason I'm not humming right now is because I can't hear it.
It's Cleo good. Alright, and I should get a fine bone chime drop off this, but this might be thrown off. Okay, no, it's fine. Extra crit here and we're good. I was thinking maybe it gets messed up because I normally have McDole faster than Stallion, but here Stallion was faster than McDole. I got pot. So that drop right there is a fine bone china. I have to appraise it, but it sells for 60k. It basically lets me bribe an extra battle at the end of the run. I needed to fight that anyway for like money. Well, not in this run for money because I got an extra 100k. But like normally, I would have to fight it for money. It gives me like 15,000 and also for EXP. It'll let me get let goes and like it'll raise my champ level up for like upcoming segments. But the bonus is the fine bone china drop. I love that thing. It's not even that much faster than not getting it, just like if you get a faster fight, but it's so cool. Just get a 60k drop casually.
SRD's going to be showing that one off next, too.
He's doing Suikoden 2.
Woven Web. No, Woven Web. Woven Web.
That one I still haven't played, actually. It's the only one I haven't played. I played Tier Crease once, way back when it was like released. I played through the Gaidens. I played 1 through 5 in Tactics. Woven Web's the only one I never played.
I honestly wouldn't put 5 that high. I'd probably put it below 3.
I like 5 more than 3. For me, it goes like
there's just a lot of problems I have with 5. Like they just take stuff from other games and implement it worse than the game that they're taking it from.
like
And also, Gazelle is a terrible villain. He doesn't do anything.
I feel like it was his dad that was more the villain than him. I don't know. I like the storyline of 5 a lot. I like the combat system. I like formation skills. I thought that was a great touch. Like that has skills. Suikoden free skill system was better, but I like the fact that there was a skill system.
That's my problem with the skill system in 5 is they ripped it straight from 3 and they're like, you know what we should do with this? Make you have to find items to upgrade your skills.
I don't mind that too much. It's like a decent way to balance it, I think. Because otherwise you can just grind and get like all your skills upgraded early and then you're OP. I mean, to be fair, it's Suikoden and everything is easy, so you're always OP.
You're talking about this for 5 though. You could just get True Men and destroy everybody.
Yeah. Well, like casually, how many people realize that? And True Men does have that downside of putting you last in turn order, so if you don't know what you're doing, you might get owned. Like we use Jizos in the run.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely is too easy, and there's like too much abusable stuff in it. No argument from me there. Nice, didn't get the battle exiting. If my movement's not great, I could get a battle on the way down, like right before the door. And there's this funky glitch that happens in here and in Torn Castle. I don't even know if I should call it a glitch, but if you like get a battle right before the exit and then you exit, you get an incredibly long loading time. Like 10-15 seconds or something. To a point where if I get a battle right before exiting, I'll run up and then run down.
Oh yeah, you did this. The 15-second thing. You got it yesterday or something. The other day.
Well, yeah, that's actually a world record. It was like a week ago now, I think. The world record. I tried to like do formation swap. It didn't take my menu input, so then I got a down input. Exited Neckward's castle right away. It took 15 seconds, and then I re-entered, and it took like another 15 seconds. It was great. And that run record in like 4 seconds. It wasn't even a great run before that, but then on top of it, that was great.
See, I like the partner system in 3 because it makes the game more difficult, even though none of these games are difficult. Fire magic just obliterates everything. Don't be afraid to use fire magic. Who cares if it hits your own people? The enemy will die.
Yeah, just use Jizos anyway. You're fine.
Yeah, Jizos and fire magic. Trust me.
Yeah, fire magic is actually stupid OP. indicator here? Goats, guide me. Alright, Camendel moving left or right with towards Scarlucia. Right, 3 down. He did both. He did right and left. What a guy.
Ah.
And this is actually kind of cool. This is going to be one of the few times I don't mirror around. I am actually going to run to Ante and back. Because it's actually faster. The trip from Dragon's Den to Ante is like a second faster. And I think Ante to Dragon's Den is probably like a quarter of a second faster or something. I never timed it. Because you start like lower down. But this also sets me up RNG-wise for the battles I want to see in Dragon's Den. Oh my god, Batman's going nuts. And this is like a big focus point, so I can't check on him. Alright, gotta walk like 4 or 5 steps, then run out. Let's eat my headphones, let me reach the door.
Batman.
Yeah, he dragged his fishing rod toy over here, and when he does this, he like starts meowing. It's fine. It's just...
He wants to play.
That's the thing, I'm not even sure he does. It's weird.
So, here, you can have this. I don't want it anymore.
I think that is it, because that has like those bird feathers at the end. So here, it's like, I got you a bird, owner, now feed me.
Yeah, there's 11 games.
Oh,
Like
I
you
just
said there.
realized
Actually,
something.
he's lying. There's 12. There's a remaster coming in 2 weeks. He's wrong.
We might be in trouble here. This isn't something that's come up for me before. I have McDuel slower than Stallion, I think. And that'll change wherever the Black Shadow puts me. Oh, the Elemental's outsped me. So this is completely different. I have mega slow McDuel. This has never happened. Well, I have a good cluster name for here, so chances are I'm still okay. In worst case, I can bribe.
He forgot exit fee.
I've never had a McDole so slow that this has been a problem, but here we are.
Yeah, that seems pretty slow if he was slower than the shield enemy.
I think the issue
Or
was
the balls.
the Dragon's Den battle. I'll have to take a look after the run. Or not Dragon's Den, Cave of the Past. Like the fact that we took the backup battle there.
Ah, yeah. How would you even fix it? Like a formation swap or
Yeah,
something?
I'd have to look for a formation swap there. That would put him into like a better speed growth. Maybe Stallion into a worse one as well. So by comparison, they're closer together. Batman's asking for something.
The team does keep saying that they want to make it like a new game that isn't the remasters, so support the remasters. Maybe it'll become a reality.
Let's hope so. A man can dream. Also, fun fact here, if you do the movement right, there's only 3 steps there with Stallion where you can get a world map battle. I did it wrong, so there's 4 steps. Almost through. But no,
no, one whole step.
Yeah. Like normally, if I'm on track, I have a humongous gap there, and it's like completely free. But because I'm off track, you know, it actually is good to minimize because of my speed issue. But yeah, worst
Does
case.
Milia's Dragon reset RNG too?
No, it doesn't. But Fudge going to the Flying Garden does.
Ah.
It's like the cutscene basically that like resets it.
I see, that makes sense.
Oh, so fun fact, so there is another invisible character glitch we can do. There's Invisible Fuma in Dragon Knight Fortress. It's a really cool one because you can also do the same thing you did with Helen where you level him up to 99. It's done really quickly because he has a much faster like recruitment since he doesn't move you and is like less dialogue. But and on top of that, the character they need at the back of your party to set him up is Luikin, so you get it for free. And on top of that, the Invisible Fuma is literally at the same spot, just on the opposite side of the building. He becomes a true ninja. He becomes invisible on the other side. It's great. But because it's so late, and because we do like Invisible Hellion for 99, just there isn't a point in getting him, sadly. But it's like it's really cool that that's a thing. Well, I can honestly skip this completely and be fine, but I'm just gonna follow the route for the hell of it. Like
Might as well get your muscle memory for PB attempts.
Yeah. Another bribe there. Tough boss. That's a cool boss right there.
That boss is pretty cool.
It's the only two-phase boss in the whole game, to my knowledge. Like, yeah, it has like 10,000 HP, but like after you do 5,000, it transforms into a different form and it restarts at 5,000 HP. The damage doesn't overflow. The cool thing is you can also, like, the turn that it transforms, you can make it skip its turn by transforming it, essentially, if it hasn't moved yet. And it's mega weak to Earth, so you just kind of kill with Earthquakes in 3 turns, but it's kind of interesting. It's like unique instance of the mechanic. Probably buy itself some crystals. That money.
I need some more crystals now.
Yeah. Crystals give it more HP and more power too, so it's becoming stronger with that money. Next week in Run Rank, you'll be happy.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. I buffed Crystal Core. Rip Ted. Alright, from here on out, we're pretty safe. I do still have to do Moravia Manip, and for Moravia Manip, you guys might hear some beeps. I'm going to use something called Flow Timer because there isn't like any indicator I can use. It's just something that has to be manually timed for me to land in like the right spot to avoid bad battles. So I'm going to use a timer, like an external timer, to help me with that. Yeah, this is like one of the best tracks in the game for sure. Sad theme.
You get to hear it so many times too, because everyone's dying.
True. There's a lot of sad events that happen in this game. Lots of death.
Not enough times.
Yeah, we need to kill off more people. More death and destruction. That's why Suikoden 1 is so great. It has the most death and destruction, so you get the most good music. That's why.
Hang on a second.
That's why it's the best in the series.
I think there's way more death in 5.
True. And I think 5 has some of the best music too.
That's true. The big spoiler 6-minute cutscene song is pretty good.
That one's great. I think my favorite is man, it's been so long I don't even remember the name. It's when you get the Dawn rune, like that area. That's probably my favorite
yes.
one.
Well, I mean, I guess there is more death in 4, because everyone who uses the rune just explodes. They get dusted.
Dude, it was Thanos all along?
That's right.
Yeah, it's good this weekend has its dark moments. It makes it like... It makes the game much more impactful, I think. Much more realistic.
Well, that's those Thanos and, He's going to survive one of these runs. I like how they, even though he's like just in a coma or something, they're like, you know what, let's put him on a boat and send him out there.
You've done your job.
For good.
Go rest now. Go get some sun. Go tan those legs. I think my favorite thing about 4 is that like you can change your leader and they'll change who moves on the like the overworld. So you can have Lino in the booty shorts just like hobbling around super fast.
His run animation is man.
So good.
I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm glad they thought it.
That's the best part of that game for sure. I wish we had that in more of the series. Is it? I wouldn't know because I've only done New Game Plus runs.
You get to skip cutscenes and change your party leader.
I feel like my matching's been terrible. I've actually I last night after my stream I compared like my VOD to like Tom's PB, and I legit was like 5 seconds on Holy Rune Split to mashing. Maybe not 5, like it might not all be mashing. I think some of it might be menuing, but there's like 3 or 4 seconds for sure. It's crazy how much faster he is than me. But for a marathon run, I'm not straining my hands. You guys get to see more of the story this way. I'm doing it for you guys. You guys can totally read this text. Alright, so this is what I was talking about earlier with castle level 3 mattering. Since I have castle level 3 here, I get this cutscene on the 4th floor, and then I can go straight to bed from here. Instead of having to get on the elevator, then go to the 4th floor, and then go to bed. And then doing it all again when I wake up. Sadly, you can't escape talisman here. I actually wanted to test that. I was thinking maybe there's the tiniest chance that because you come from Seek Valley, then take the dragon ride, and then Flying Garden, maybe if you get Milia give you the ride back, you can escape talisman here, but I really doubt it. The reason I don't let Milia give me the ride back is because it's slower by like at least 3 seconds. Maybe more. But, you know, if it can let you escape talisman out of your room, it could be faster. I need to check that. Even though I'm like 99% sure it won't work. Alright, so Griffin War Battle. Easiest war battle in the game, but I do have to keep an eye on his formation here, like where the units stand. Because 95% of the time, or 99% of the time, you hit RNG 43 in hexadecimal. But, like 1% of the time, you get Troll Griffin. And then it's something else. Speaking of, this is Troll Griffith.
Oh no.
I got Troll Griffith! Luckily, it's really easy to adjust for with, like, the way it works out. I just literally have to use a slightly different timer, and we should be fine. And worst case, I have money. But in older routes, like, or different categories, this presents a major problem and can, like, kill your run almost. You can, like, adapt around it, but you have to basically make a whole new setup for the segment. And the setup might, like, play differently with other parts of the run, or might not be as good, and so forth. So, I don't know. It's the same thing that causes, like, the variance on Sonia seeds. It's some hardware level stuff that nobody understands. Nah, that doesn't matter. Sure this works. Looks fine. I need to make sure my spacebar starts my timer. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mash through, and when Kasumi and Kryn enter my body, before I can pick my party, I'm going to hit space to start my timer. And I'm going to have to back out of the menu completely right when the timer ends. Alright, it's Cleo. Alright, Cleo, Stallion, Helen. Helion's third page. Oh, you guys couldn't hear the timer, I just realized, because I normally play with, like, speakers for my PC audio, because I don't even use it, but because I have this, Seeing in the call with me today, I plugged in headphones so we wouldn't get an echo, so I'm the only one that heard the beeping. I mean, I didn't use a timer, I timed it manually.
Yeah,
No.
you're pretty good at timing it.
We'll see right now.
Unless you fail, but then you're bad.
Exactly. Can I even test this properly? Alright, so if I did this right, I should only see 2 fights, 3 Hellhound, 1 Whipmaster, and 3 Hellhound, 2 Whipmaster. And it should be pretty deep in here as well. Oh, there's the first one. Okay, so I did it right. Would have been nice if I could have made it to the screen, but I don't think it matters. That or my notes suck. Honestly, if I can make it to that battle before I, like, after I enter that, like, first outside section, I could probably skip the second one. Yeah, I was so close, look. That would actually make Troll Griffith better than regular Griffith. That'd be kind of funny. Well, yeah, the reason that, the way I was able to tell which Griffith I was on there is based on which seed you got for the RNG, the informations will be different pretty much. And I have 2 screenshots in my notes, one of the normal one and one off the troll one. I'm like, oh wait, it doesn't match the normal one. Check the troll one, there it is. So I guess I'll need to test. What happens during this cutscene if you kill Milik? Like, you get this whole thing where he goes to talk to Kasim here. How much of this skipped? Because I think it's been like a decade since we've killed Milik. Probably more. Alright, so here, I don't need money because I cheated and played a ton of Marco, but normally you need money for Shasa Zarate. So this is where Chapman comes in, and it is faster to take the stairs than it is to use the elevator. By like a second or two. I'm gonna sell that Taiki Alkuware and Master Garb, or Master Robe that we picked up earlier. That's like 80k, we only need like 33,000 for Justice Zarate, so even like just like Master Robe would be enough. But yeah, like, if I didn't get Chapman there, I would have to like go to Seika or go to like some other town with a shop pretty much and sell there. And that takes close to like 30 seconds. It's like 28-ish. I think I tested Rikon and Seika. And the faster one, I think Seika was like 28. Rikon was like 30. Rikon was even the appraiser, so I could also appraise the Fine Known China. That was the concept there. I was using Jabba. But Chapman there takes like 17 seconds. So he's a clear winner, and that's part of the reason I get him. Since I played so much extra Marco, I could have just skipped that shop and waited till Gregminster, but I'm gonna stay on track of the route just so you guys can see what it normally looks like.
We're closing in.
So, trivia question, who was paying attention? How many boats are we making tonight?
Ooh.
I will give 10 seconds. I'll give it till the cutscene's over, and then I will give my answer. I think I remember correctly, but I'm not even sure myself.
You don't know the answer. But I do.
I'm pretty sure I do too. I'm like 98% sure. We should do, when's the next weekend and this week of quiz thing happening?
That's a good question. Aren't we on 4 now, or are we on 5?
I think we're on 4. I think that's probably why it hasn't happened. Nobody wants to talk about 4.
Yeah, where's Coyote at?
I'm not gonna lie, like 1 and 2 I was good at. 3, 4, 5, it won't be pretty for me. I won't remember anything.
I was pretty close on the 3 one, but I got blasted in the end.
Damn. 3, I was in the negatives at the end. Alright, the answer was 500.
On that one. Yeah, it sure was 500.
Yeah, that question was ridiculous.
SRD question.
Like, the right play with that kind of question is just don't play, honestly. I could probably mentally count the doors. I'm kind of doing it now.
Are you counting the ones inside your house? And
I don't
inside
think
the other
so.
houses?
Yeah, I guess you'd have to be like more specific, but yeah, it would take a while. It's hard to visualize. All right, so here I once again have to watch the unit positions to figure out which seed I'm on, because there's a variance of like 30 different seeds here. But what I'm gonna look for is Waldo, aka the hero unit, and based off that, I have a pretty good idea of where I am. Is this? I think this is bottom right, bottom left.
He's hanging out with a boy.
This isn't it, so maybe like. Actually, you don't have this apparently.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not that I don't have it. I can't tell what it is. Okay, if you're bottom right. Okay, it's 4-7. Okay, yeah, I need to fix that. That's a mistake in my notes. Okay, 4-7. We do magic, charge, magic. The secondary position in my notes there is incorrect. So basically, I have it so I have a tool set up with a quadrant system where you have 9 quadrants, like top left, top right, middle, or top middle, you know, and then like 3 rows of that. And then you put the first one into your hero, and then you can put in the second one, like which part of that quadrant is he in, top right, top left, etc. My second quadrant is incorrect in my notes. It says it's top left when it's like bottom left. Yeah, I don't care. What would you call it then? A trident? Give me a better name, I'll change it, alright? I think quadrant works well. Tic-tac-toe board. Tic-tac-toe board is kind of accurate.
Tic-tac-toe grid.
Alright, Kasim, Helen, and Noya. So this is the only group I can take here. What this group does is I get 0 battles here ever. It gives me just enough high champion level that I can't get battles in here anymore. So that's like the beauty. Huh? Oh, I brought the wrong person.
Uh-oh, you brought somebody bad. Which one, Milia?
Stallion.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see, change it here. I thought I'd have to go back to the castle. Like, there's 2 problems with bringing Stallion. His lower level, but also he doesn't have Champion's Rune. Which is kind of a problem. Alright, there we go. That should be fine. I don't need Stallion here anyway. There's no world map traversal. And Victor has Holy Rune. That was just a brain fart. It doesn't cause a lot of problems. It's perfectly fine. It's just time loss. Technically, the money I burned on the Kerr Burrows bribe would matter if I didn't have an extra 100,000, but, you know, I have an extra 100,000, so. Yeah, the RNG doesn't even matter here, because you bribe both bosses, and you can't get any battles with the right party, so it's irrelevant.
And there's another war battle immediately after this place.
Yep. That's another RNG reset, so you are perfectly fine here. In this category specifically. In any other category, this would be a major problem. Maybe not one-way glitched, depending on how you route it. But glitchless, this would be a major issue. Here, it's not. Also, I picked up a Master Garb there. That sells for like 45,000 or something. Yeah, glitchless, that's like run killing almost. Like, you could recover it, sure, but it would be a major issue.
If she was down here the whole time, why didn't she stop you while you were fighting the clan?
She was obviously, hiding. We were playing hide-and-go-seek. And then she's like, wait, you can't burn my fort down. That's cheating. And she comes out.
Oh, where's she going?
Fun fact, the reason we found out about the invisible characters leveling up is because Tom, in one of his one-away glitched runs, recruited Sonia. She has an invisible recruitment setup. She was like one of the first extra invisible characters we found after Vicky. But he accidentally recruited her twice, and then he got here, and it's like, wait, why is my Sonia level 94? And after digging through his VOD, it's like, oh, okay, that's how that works. That's how we found out about the, like, leveling people up using invisible characters. Alright, getting pretty close to that now. We have, like, one more war battle and then one more dungeon traversal. Some more cutscenes. Also, we're gonna be way underestimate.
Well,
SRD, you are art thou. You've got some work to do. I think like 15 minutes to go at most. Well, we can always let the credits run. The credits are long, so it's no biggie. I don't have a list handy. I have like I can think about it, you know? And there's like, I also not know about certain characters. Certain stuff might be discovered. Off the top of my head, Helen, Sonia, Fuma, Krutz. I think that's it. Yeah. Here's an interesting one because there's two versions of that room. So you can have two different setups to get them. There's like the version of that room that's like normal, like just if you go there at any time. And there's the version of the room that you get post-Flying Garden because Humphrey and Flick are on it for a moment. And both of those can use different characters to set it up.
it's time for war.
Yay! I mean, oh. Meg doesn't walk off screen, right? Yeah, I think Meg might work. If you can find the setup. I only looked for the viable recruits, so there could be some I missed, obviously. There might be, I don't know, I think Fusulu walks off screen, and I think Ruby also walks off screen. I think I tried those. Those are some that like came to mind.
What about Lot?
Lot might work. There's someone that can set him up. The saddest one that's, like, for me personally is Clive. Clive would work if you could recruit him, and he'd be a fairly fast recruit, and he'd get rid of the RNG of, like, finding him. And you can get him super fucking early, but Clive crashes the game. Because when you recruit him, he walks off screen, and if he's invisible, he can't walk off screen. Yep. Pittsburgho is also a really sad one, because Pittsburgho, he doesn't walk off screen, so if you can get him, he can work. But Pittsburgho, there just isn't a character that can set him up. Alan and Grensel, he is one off in both directions. Like, if he was one closer in either directions, it would have worked with Alan or Grensel. But he just, like, is one tile off of working. It's so tilting. And Pittsburgho, you can invisible character, like, to 99 too, and you would save the trip through the castle to get him at the end of the game. It would be a massive time save, but it just doesn't work. Tragedy of Pittsburgho and Clive, I'd like to call it.
I'm assuming you gotta try to literally everyone at this point.
I haven't tried literally everyone, I think. I think I've tried the majority. I've tried, like, all the interesting stuff. Anything that I thought might help me skip story stuff, for example, I've tried. Like, useful characters. But maybe I haven't tried everything, like Glot, for example. Yeah, Blackman might have potential. Pittsburgho. Pittsburgho is the best setup to, like, get invisible with Pittsburgho. You're one tile off of being usable.
Yeah, that would save a bunch of time, too. Like, a couple minutes.
Yeah, one away categories.
Down the tower.
Alright. Stallion, Cleo, and then Stallion. Alright. Time to return to our roots. The appraisal shop over here.
Yeah. We're
Back
back.
to-
We're
back to
so
where-
back.
Back to where it all began. Where Konami Shilling was born. Yeah, that's my shop there. The Fine Bone China, I think it's 59,500 extra profit, and then MasterCard's like 45k. I've tried Moss. I couldn't find anything that worked for him, I think. Even if it did, it would take you like ages to do it. I mean, maybe you could do something. I think I tried Moss with the characters available to you before you get them normally. You know, I didn't try with, like, future characters. The one that makes me sad, too, is that you can't use Invisible Mace to sharpen Mace's weapon. I think I've tried everything for that, because this is the only character that can't get to 16 because, you know, you need him to sharpen to 16. But there's no one that sets him up. You can actually get, like, you can use Invisible Moose, I think, and get, like, Pawn to level 15 in the castle before you'd be able to. I think Tom might even do that in One-Way Glitch, I don't remember. It's definitely a thing. Alright. Bribe the next free. Alright, sadly my champ level isn't high enough to guarantee no battle, so I should be careful with my movement here. Also, you can skip these fights by doing this.
They saw you and they're like, not today. Maybe next time.
Wise call, honestly. Smartest Imperial soldiers. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I can bribe 5 or 2 of these, but I'm probably just gonna bribe 1 just to stay on route. Like, with extra money from all the Marco gaming, I could have bribed an extra one. But, whatever. At this point, it doesn't matter. Like, the route difference is insignificant. I can't even get battles anymore. I'm, like, too high level with my champion's rune. Up until Victor leaving my party, I can't get battles.
Man, level 99 Hellions busted.
True. Like, honestly, I was really hoping 88 would be good, and I'd skip a recruitment, but nope. The extra 11 levels is worth it. It actually makes a noticeable difference. Oh, that would be pretty cool, yeah. I mean, you could make a route around it, you know, it wouldn't be as good, probably.
Get level 88 Hellion and level 88 Fuma.
Could. I mean, actually, Fuma, I don't think you can get to 88. I think for Fuma, the options are like 37, 73, 99, because he starts at level 37.
Well, 73 is probably good enough to...
Yeah, if you already have Invisible Hellion. But
yeah, just get all the invisible characters as high as possible.
Oh, oops! I failed to double click properly. This is what happens when you're too slow.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's over. Doesn't Sonia get higher than 88? I think she gets into the 90s.
Yeah, you said she gets straight to 93 or 4.
Yeah, it's like, so basically the way it works is level 1 plus whatever, like, so it's their starting level. That is like the initial join, and then every time you recruit them again, you add their starting level -1.
What's the significance of the -1?
It's because they start at level 1. So that level isn't added again. Fun fact, this run is like... I think this run beats my previous PB. Like before I started running again. It's really close. But I think my PB was a 240, 242, and I think we're gonna beat that. Just barely.
If you hadn't played Marco so many times...
I mean, the run would have died. I would have lost it in, like, the Dwarf area. Yeah.
Why did she move closer to the edge by herself?
She was asking for it. So here we're at the end of the game. We have bribed the whole empire into collapse. That's how corrupt it was.
It's kind of sad you don't actually like get to fight Wendy.
Yeah, I agree. I think Wendy would have been a cool fight. Instead of Barbarossa final boss, Wendy final boss. Maybe a duel or something.
Yeah, duel Barbarossa and fight Wendy.
I was thinking the other way around, but I guess it would work well both ways. The whole Golden Hydra thing is like kind of far-fetched. I think that would make more sense. A Barbarossa duel into a Wendy boss battle or vice versa. Like right here, for example, Kwanda has a dialogue box here that actually takes a decent amount of time. So if you kill him, maybe it's faster. I can probably test it pretty quickly. I can just
They're all gone.
re-edit. Alright, now we run out. So, fun fact, this is one of the, this is the only place in the game where RNG is advancing constantly in the place where you can get battles, and that's because of screen shaking. Nice movement. The screen shaking is actually advancing RNG a ton. So you can't have any form of precision here. But I have Champions runes, so I'm not particularly worried. And there's something that Tom found, where if you hug the bottom of the wall on this next screen, you can't get battles. So I only have a small gap here where I can get a battle, and we didn't get one. Also, you can see the soldiers at the bottom here. It's pretty funny.
They're just chilling. Going down with the castle.
They're just like waiting for me to show up still. We'll get them when we see them.
Imagine if the glitch, like when you walked back, like made you fight them.
Oh, that
or,
would be interesting.
Hard locked your game.
They like get stuck and it just freezes. That glitch was found pretty late into the game's life. I mean, it's not even a glitch. I call it a trick, not a glitch, because it's working as it's intended. They just didn't program the battle zone on the sides. Yo, thank you for the raid, Quex. Welcome in, everyone.
Yeah, good game. That was a really good run.
Yeah, solid.
Well, I mean, I
didn't even world record, man. What the heck? Nah.
I can't believe it.
Your PB's so old now, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's like 5 years this year.
Oh, is your PB after my previous PB?
I haven't played this game in years.
Yeah.
Like actual years.
Now that I know, it's been a long, long time. I mean, for me too. Up until like 2 weeks ago, I hadn't done a run in like 4 years or something.
Yep, grinding FF13 and Octopath Traveler.
Alright, there we go. Hey, we beat my previous PB by 4 seconds.
Let's go.
Alright, GG. SRD can take over whenever he's ready. I'll just let the credits run and we can chat in the meantime. Thanks for the GGs, everyone. So I hope you guys enjoyed a fast weekend in one run, because I'm pretty sure Tom is going to be slow as fuck. And I don't mean that in like a mean way. It's just because glitchless is like much harder to execute, especially in the marathon setting. Plus, so I know he's gonna play it safer. He's gonna make more saves and stuff. And I think generally for his marathon runs, he likes to take it slower and like talk a little bit more. So it generally goes a bit slower. I think he does a really good job of his runs, but it's just nowhere near like. Because the category combined with the setting makes it way slower than it would be in like a normal like PB attempt setting. How many doors are in Nante? Okay. I'm only counting exterior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 or 6. I think it's 5. I'm trying to remember if there's like a house in the top left of Dante that's like enterable. Because there's the armor shop, rune shop, Tesla's house, Kimberly's house, inn. But I don't remember if there's something in the top left that you can enter. Here's a question for you guys. How many roofs can you get onto in Ante?
Oh no.
I'll give people a little bit more time to guess. I see your guess, True Rage Rune. Alright, 10 more seconds. After the next 3 characters. Wow, Hicks is a true warrior. Let's go, Hicks. He attacked more than anybody else in this run, to be fair. He did 2 attacks. Oh, that's not true. I guess if we count after Holy Rune, it's true. Alright. It's 2. There's you can get on top of Jane's Rune Shop, and you can get on top of Tesla's house. Wait, actually, could you get on top of Tesla's house? I might be trolling with that one. You can get, like, into the walls of Tesla's house. I think you can get onto the roof. Thank you for the sub. Thanks, Simon's Pizza. Yeah, but that's Taiyan. That's not Ante. I don't think there's any more in Taiyan, sadly. You can also softlock in Taiyan, the Dreamy Warrior special. So long ago, Dreamy Warrior was doing a casual playthrough of Suikoden. He did Dreamy Warrior do runs of one ever? I'm trying to remember. I don't think he ever did runs, right? He was just like active in the community.
Yeah, I don't think he did runs.
Yeah. But he was doing a casual playthrough. He had just gotten Nameless Urn. And he went to like Taiyan to like sharpen his weapon and stuff.
No.
And he managed to get behind the get into the wall by the blacksmith and get soft locked. It was peak content. And that's when we found out we could clip a spot there, like in the grass by the blacksmith.
That's so unfortunate, getting hit right after you got the Nameless Urn.
Yeah, the timing. But it was peak comedy, at least. That was good content. It sucks, but it's great content. I'm trying to remember how we found the Ante one. Was I the one that found that one? I honestly don't remember anymore. Yeah, I was there live too. I was lurking. I unlurked to ask like how he managed to get over there because I had never seen anything like it before. Oh, it's really good.
He is in the commentary channel. I don't know if that means he's ready or...
Yeah, he said let the credits run for a bit. So we'll enjoy the credits.
You gotta get back on schedule.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was too fast. I don't know why you give me such a generous estimate. Maybe he assumed I wouldn't like do anything beforehand. Which honestly is a pretty fair assumption.
I mean, he gave me 3 hours for a unit too. I mean,
yeah, that was a lot. That's why I figured I'd start early today because I saw your estimate and I saw you post your run. I'm like, oh yeah, we are hitting way under estimates. Because it's not like there's much that can go wrong in A and New Game Plus. It's all really straightforward. That one's a unit, I don't know how that happens.
I think somebody in Thompson, I think it was Drufus, was talking about how they like kept Pawn after he died in the Taio duel, and they could he could still like use him in battles after he died, and he was still grayed out on the tablet.
Yeah, that stuff I can't say I've ever encountered. I haven't seen anything like it. I wish there was like playthroughs of that, you know. So
yeah.
You'd maybe figure something out off it. But the game does have a lot of weird quirks. Like there's the glitchy quantum mirror thing, you know? Seen that before? After Big Dragon.
That one would be useful if it like counted him as still being alive even if he was grayed out.
It depends on like how it counted him. Like if you can't get 1 to 8, then it's not that useful because the character himself isn't that useful.
Oh yeah. If he counts and Gremio survives, then figuring that out would save a bunch of time.
Oh yeah, that'd be huge. You would save so much time on like Taio and setting up on. And you save so much money, too. Save like 70k.
Hmm.
Don't worry, like, not. There's always the bod.
Still more to discover in these games, even... Oh god, this game's 30 years old this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I genuinely think, wouldn't be surprised if there was like a credit warp or something in this game that we haven't found. Because there's some really weird stuff that you can do. Like, for example, in 108, of our current route, if you don't open the menu at least once before Taio, like the Taio pawn duel, your game will crash after the pawn duel. So, like, what? I think we mitigated by doing a rune shop now? I don't remember. It's been a while. But I remember that was like in 2019, before my limit break run.
Yeah, I remember you. I remember you, like, it was in the notes to just open the menu just in case.
Yeah. I don't know why to rage rune, that's my point. Like, it was something we did in that route that made it happen. Like, something involving junk data or whatnot. We don't know exactly why it happened or, like, what caused it. We just knew how to mitigate it. And I bet there's more stuff like that still out there. Like, I bet the quantum mirror thing is probably bug duel from, like, the quantum, like, bug data from the quantum duel or something. Probably something similar. And it's like, if that kind of thing is possible, maybe you can, like, do arbitrary code execution somehow. Who knows? Probably in some version of it, I don't remember. But all it'll say is open the menu so the game doesn't crash. It won't, like, give you any useful information as to why it happened. I mean, that's the thing. Not much has changed since then. I don't remember. It might even still be a problem with the current route. I genuinely don't remember anymore. I think we just routed in the menu there to always do something about it. Let me check my notes. But it's like one of those things where you would have to run through multiple times with like slight variations until you tracked it down. Even if you want to figure out what caused it, it would be such a pain in the butt. Yeah, even in my latest 108 notes, it says to open the menu. I equipped toe shoes after Jean's rune shop. Maybe it was the rune shop that caused it. I think that might have been it. Might be somewhere like in Discord. Alright, I think I can switch off my headphones now. Alright, so I'm gonna hop off in a second. I just wanted to stall a bit for SRD, show you guys the credits, because we definitely have the time for it today. And then I could show you guys some Konami merch by SRD's request. So we got the cap I've been wearing this whole time. I'm gonna keep the cam small because I don't have a layout set up for this. But you see Soul Eater there. Look at that. Decently comfortable cap. Although I think I got lines on my head now. Alright. I got the other stuff over here. I haven't even opened this yet, so... Oh, I did open this. Thank you for the GG. Got this cool notebook. I'm like pointing it at my mic instead of at the camera. I'm a great streamer. Let me see. This might be better this way. I like the leather bound thing. It's actually really nice. I don't know how nice it is for actually writing notes. I feel like the way it opens up might be a little bit uncomfortable. But the design is awesome. It looks really cool. And I got some shirts. Got a Suikoden 2 shirt here. I don't really want to open this. I haven't opened it yet. Let's see. I'd have to rip it open. I don't feel like doing that now. So here, you can see the top of Ryu's head, maybe, right there. That's like the top, and then there's the body. I think I like this shirt more. This one's really cool. It's a Suikoden 1 shirt. It's got like the non-janky box art, pretty much. The Ivanov painting, you could say. I think that one's probably my favorite shirt. Well, that's just because I love Suikoden 1, honestly.
That one is
Alright,
pretty
well anyway, there you guys go. We could buy merch. I don't know. I don't know if they have that. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. And it's going to continue on. We're not done here, but I'm going to have to cut the stream here so SRD can take over. So enjoy the rest, and I'll probably see you guys again tomorrow to commentate Tom's run. Bye, y'all.